second inning, rallied to tie it before giving up the eventual game-winning run in the seventh. Hoping for a quick response in the next half inning. It's top two, 1-0 lead Brewster. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Adam Kerner readying for the first pitch from Andrew Schultz. Holds the ball in his right hand. Coming set, looking back at second. Fires in, fastball, taken for ball 1. Wouldn't say that he's had complete trouble locating the heater, but when he misses, it's mostly upstairs. Not a lot in the dirt. Can think of only just a couple times that he's missed his spot below the knees. 1-0 count on Kerner. DeLuca on second, Koss on first, with 2 outs in the top of the second. Schultz a couple glances back and fires. Fastball, swung on and missed. Blew it by Kerner to even the count up at a ball and a strike. Should Whitey win today for the first time at Stony Brook Field in 2018, a decisive Game 3 would be forced tomorrow at Red Wilson. 4 o'clock first pitch at home for the Red Sox. 1-1 count on Kerner. Schultz the delivery. Kerner shows bunt and puts it fair down the third baseline. Eden charges, throws over to first. Not in time. Kerner safe. Everyone's safe. Bases loaded for the Red Sox with 2 outs.
Cam Eden playing back at his position at third base. Kerner notices. I don't even think it was a sign. Just throws the bat out there, puts a perfect bunt down the third base line, and just able to beat the throw by a step.
Bang, bang, play over at first base. Al Liberdoni waved his arms across. Kerner safe with a bunt single. Second of the infield variety in the top of the second. And YD with a runner at every station trying to respond. 1-0 lead for Brewster, and it's up to Zach Ashford. 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging to begin the ball game about half an hour ago against Andrew Schultz. Righty-lefty matchup. Schultz working from the stretch. First pitch offering. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Ashford had 3 hits yesterday. A single here would most likely bring in 2. It's DeLuca at third base, Christian the leadoff of second, and Kerner off of first base. 2 outs, 1-0 offering to Ashford. Fastball outside, ball 2. Just when it looked like Schultz was going to bear down and have no trouble with this YD lineup, he's lost a bit of a command from his fastball, and that brings Tommy Weber, the Brewster pitching coach, out of the bullpen to have a conversation with Schultz and Donovan.
It's just what these YD hitters do. They work counts, and they just, if you don't have excellent command, they really will make you pay. Don't chase a lot out of the strike zone, and that's what they've done to perfection here in the second inning. Johnny DeLuca hit an infield single to the right side to begin the second inning. Zubia popped out, Quintana as well. Since then, Koss has walked. He's at second base. Kerner with the bunt single, surprising Eden, playing deep at his third base position and hustled down the line. Bases are loaded. 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps here in the top of the second. Elimination game for the Red Sox in Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. Weber back in the dugout. Schultz readying on the bump. Donovan back behind home plate, and Ashford awaiting in the lefty box. Schultz comes set to the chest. Looks in, into the motions and deals. Ashford pulls back a bunt and takes a strike right at the knees. It's the first time that we've seen Schultz really place that fastball in the lower third of the strike zone, and he gets the call. Runners will be off with contact. 2 outs. 2-1 count on Ashford. The pitch from Schultz. Fastball upstairs and away. Ball 3. 3-1 count. There's nowhere to put Zach Ashford. Schultz burying himself a hole. Yeah, if I'm Ashford, only if I see something above belt level. Probably not swinging at a lot of fastballs. You mentioned been missing high and outside to left-handed hitters.
Whitey has him loaded in the top of the second. 2 outs, trailing by a run. The 3-1 to Ashford, taking all the way, and it's a strike called. Full count now. DeLuca 90 feet away from tying the ball game. Koss well off of second base. Kerner leading off of first. 2 outs in the top of the second. Schultz, the righty, setting at the chest. Payoff pitch to Ashford. Call strike 3 on the outside corner. Bill Fisher rings up Ashford for the second time today, and the Red Sox leave him loaded in the second. Schultz with strikeout number 2 when we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Sun bearing down on Stony Brook Field. We enter the bottom of the second. 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps over the Whitey Red Sox in Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. Dana Gray with TJ Mathewson just off the right of home plate here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Temperatures in the 90s. August 6th, officially the dog days of summer. And game number 2 of the 2018 Cape League playoffs. Whitecaps scored a run in the bottom half of the first. Canzone crossing home on the RBI triple for Gramis, and Brant Herter hoping for a much more relaxed second inning after Red Sox threatened in the top half of the second. Had him loaded. Ashford worked a full count, and Andrew Schultz painted a fastball on the outside corner. And Whitey held scoreless into the bottom of the second. Eden, Workman, and Freeman expected to face the lefty from Georgia Tech. Cam, the third baseman tonight. First pitch taken for a strike. Off speed from Herter to begin the at-bat. Just gave up 1 hit there in that first inning, but it was the triple from Gramis. He'd walked Canzone prior. 0-1 to Eden. Another breaking ball and another strike. Eden yet to take the bat off his shoulders, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, Herter for a quick inning, not just for him, but get Andrew Schultz back out on the mound, really labored through that top half of the inning, let the Whitey offense go to work.
0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. He got him fishing low in the dirt. 3-pitch strikeout for Herter. It's his second K of the ball game, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the second.
Well, goes off speed inside, and then just buries a pitch down and outside. Eden expanding a little bit to protect and just goes up, chases a pitch out of the strike zone.
Working against the bottom half of this Whitecaps lineup, Gage Workman. Bats from the right side with 1 away in the second inning. Herter fires in, fastball low in the dirt, no offering from the 7-man Workman. Just hit 163 throughout the regular season. Shortstop from ASU was hitless yesterday in Game 1. Lefty-righty matchup, 1-0, fastball inside. Busts Workman bat a bit, 2 straight balls to begin the at-bat. Wind slightly gusting right to left across the outfield. Calm day in Brewster. 2-0. That's a strike right down the middle. 2-1 with 1 away in the bottom of the second. Whitecaps a run off of a hit. Red Sox still scoreless with 2 base knocks. No errors for either club. 2-1 from Herter is lofted foul up out of play onto the hill. Count moves to 2-2. Stony Brook Field, the home of Stony Brook Elementary School. Up behind us, running down the first base line. Thousands on hand here on a Monday afternoon in Brewster. 2-2, bounding grounder. Quintana's got it. Holds it in the glove, fires a strike over to Dashbach in time. Quickly 2 outs here in the second.
Well, good to see Whitey, at least for now, making the routine plays in the field and not making some of the errors that really hurt them yesterday. 3 really big ones.
Two away, no one on base. Bottom two, Ike Freeman digs in from the right side. Second baseman for Brewster for the second straight ball game, facing lefty Herter for the first time today. Brandt from the windup. Fires in the fastball, plunks him right on the leg. Freeman will take the painful free pass. Jog down with a little more ease than Noah Campbell did back in the first inning, and a base runner for Brewster in the second.
It was the free pass that came back to bite Herter in the first inning. That leadoff walk to Canzone, representing the only run on the scoreboard for the Whitecaps. And Herter's going to want to avoid making the same mistake here and hopefully leave Freeman stranded over at first base.
Facing the 9-man, Joe Donovan, though not your typical bottom of the order catcher from Michigan, hit .309 throughout the regular season, went 2 for 4 yesterday with a pair of doubles. One more than he had throughout the entire regular season campaign. 2 outs, bottom second, runner on. First pitch from Herter. Tails inside for ball 1. Donovan awaiting in the righty box. Lefty Herter looks over at first base and offers ball 2 outside. Eden struck out. Workman grounded out. Since then, Freeman was hit by the first pitch that Herter tossed him right on that front left leg. He's at first base, a lead with Dashbach holding him on. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. 1-0 lead for Brewster in game 2. 2-0 offering. Fastball placed outside. 3-0 now the count. 2 victories for Brandt throughout the regular season. 1 loss. 33 strikeouts. 3-0. Fastball, that's located for a strike. The top of the strike zone. Wasn't your typical 3-0 fastball, but it's called 3-1, and that goes to only 9 walks, so a good ratio. He's got 2 Ks. Hasn't walked a batter yet. Hoping to avoid that here. The 3-1 is lined out into center field for a base hit. Ashford just coming in to get it. Freeman digging for third, and he'll take it. 2-out single for Joe Donovan. Runners hit the corners with 2 outs in the top of the order. Dom Canzone due up.
Well, Noah Campbell had to come in and cover second base with the runner Freeman going on the pitch. It took him out of position at second base. He's playing a little deeper. Might have had a chance at that ball. But instead scoots into center field, runners on the corners.
Donovan sitting on that 3-1 offering from Herter. Drilled it right back up the middle. And it's first and third with 2 outs. Whitecaps hoping to tack on to the 1-0 advantage. It's Dom Canzone, the 1-man. Batting from the left side against the lefty Herter. Kick and offers. Misses upstairs for ball 1. After retiring the first 2 in 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and Freeman and Donovan have both reached to put runners at the corners. 1-0 to Canzone. Nicks it foul back into the netting. He was swinging at ball 2 there, but it evens the count up at a ball and a strike. 5-4 victory for Brewster yesterday. Take a stranglehold very quickly on the series. Whitey playing for their lives here today at Stony Brook Field. 1-1 pitch from Herter. Curveball dips low below the knees for ball 2, 2-1. Freeman at third base, Donovan at first. He's singled. Just the second hit recorded for the Whitecaps. Here in the bottom of the second, a 1-0 lead. Herter sets, fires in a fastball that's sliced into foul territory. Quintana going back, and he doesn't have a play. Nick had a good jump from his third base position, but that just hit a little too deep for him to get to. 2-2. Chatham, the 1-0 series lead elsewhere in the East. Wareham took game 1 yesterday, 3-2 over Catuit. They look to advance today. And Hyannis and Falmouth, they get game 1 underway from McKeon in just about an hour and a half. First and third, 2 outs, 2-2 count on Canzone. Herter readies and fires, grounded over to Campbell at second. He's got it. Tosses to Dashbach in time. Herter strands, runners at the corners, and gets away with allowing any runs. We go to the top of the third inning. 1-0 lead for Brewster here in game 2. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Through a pair at Stony Brook Field, 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps in Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. Red Sox with their backs against the wall, loaded the bases in the top of the second. Ashford struck out looking. And that did it for the second inning. It'll be Beasley, Campbell, and Dashbach to face Andrew Schultz, the righty from Tennessee. He's given up 2 hits, both coming there back in the second inning. A couple of singles, one to DeLuca, one to Kerner. Now faces Beasley for the second time today. Righty-righty matchup to begin the top of the third. Schultz from the wind, the kick, and the offer. Off speed and nabs the outer third for a strike.
Red Sox, neither of those hits left the infield. Still able to do some work against Schultz. Big thing here in the third, just get a base runner.
0-1 to Beasley. A fastball bounces on home plate. Skips into the glove of Donovan. A count 1-1. With no outs, the base is empty. 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. A runoff of 2 hits. Schultz winds and fires. Beasley swings and puts it foul up behind the bleachers for strike 2. One-two count on Beasley. The 2-hitter out in left field tonight. Hit 2 singles yesterday through his 5 plate appearances. He's 0 for 1 today with a line out. Hard hit into the glove of Eden. 1-2. Sits on the breaking ball and lofts it foul out of play to the right side. Count remains. Red Sox 27-12-5 through 2018. Brewster 13-27-4. None of that matters. It's a 1-0 series lead for the Whitecaps. 1-2, skips in the dirt again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tried to bury that breaking ball twice in this at bat and has bounced both of them. Neither of them really a pitch Beasley would never swing at.
No outs in the third. Righty-righty matchup. The 2-2 to Beasley. Foul tips the fastball off the mask of Donovan to stay alive. It's interesting. Brewster only with 13 wins on the summer, but they're the only Eastern Division team that didn't have a losing record against these Red Sox. Whitey crushed Orleans regularly, swept the series with the Mariners, had some good battles with the Anglers, but took them 3-1-2. These Whitecaps, 2-2-2 against them, and haven't collected a win here at Stony Brook this season. They'll need to if they want their season to continue. No outs, base is empty. 1-0 lead for Brewster. 2-2 count on Beasley. Pitch from Schultz. Cut on and hit to the second baseman. Freeman on the ground. Waits for it over to first for the first out. 4-3, the put out. Beasley 0 for 2. And Noah Campbell bats with 1 out, hoping for some quick revenge on Andrew Schultz, who got him with a fastball in that first plate appearance.
Noah Campbell.
Bats from the left side against the righty Schultz. Noah had a 2-0 count in that previous at-bat. Took a heater right on that front right knee. Put him down for a few minutes, but he's staying in the ball game. 1 out in the third, base is empty. Pitch from Schultz. Taken for strike 1. Campbell from South Carolina finished second across the Cape in batting average with a .364 clip. 0-1, waved at and missed. He was behind that pitch, and it's quickly 0-2 on the 3-man. Dashbach on deck. DeLuca in the hole, should anyone reach, with 1 away in the third. 0-2 pitch from Schultz. Campbell fights it off foul towards the Red Sox dugout to stay alive.
He just fouls another one off of himself. First gets hit by a pitch in the knee and now just took one off the toe. Like that one hurt a little bit.
It's a hot one here in Brewster. Temperature at 89 at the moment, though it says it feels like 97, and I'd have to agree with that one. 1 away, 0-2 pitch to Campbell again. Fastball misses low out of the glove of Donovan. Won't matter, base is empty. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox had him loaded in the second. DeLuca at third, Koss at second, Kerner at first. Zach Ashford worked a full count, and Schultz painted a fastball on the outside corner for strike 3. 1-2 pitch to Campbell. Just foul, tipped at the breaking ball. That dove low at his shoelaces. Somehow, he golfed it just for a nick to stay alive. Eastern Division semifinals. 1-0 lead in the series for the Whitecaps. They own a 1-0 lead in the third. 1-2 to Campbell again. He waits on it, and it's outside for ball 2. turning into a battle between Schultz. Campbell, not an easy out at all. He went 0 for 5 yesterday, though. Did collect an RBI. Brought in the first run of the ball game for the Red Sox as Ashford scored in the 5th. Schultz the wind, 2-2 is laced out over the head of the shortstop Workman. That'll drop right on the lip of the outfield grass. Almost a spectacular play for Workman. Campbell hit it hard. It stays technically on the infield, but a single with 1 out and a base runner for the Red Sox.
And that's got to feel real good for Noah Campbell. That snaps in. Now 0 for 16 skid. A guy who, ever since he peaked that average at 406, had gone 0 for 16 since then. And it's good to see him get going again, especially after that hit by pitch in the first.
That brings up Andrew Dashbach, 0 for 1 today with a pop out to the first baseman Jesse Franklin to end the first inning. That was with a runner on first. It was Campbell then. It's Campbell now in the 3rd. First pitch to Dash. He'll take it for ball 1. Campbell has reached for the 2nd time in this ball game. First the HBP. Now a single right over the head of Workman, who got his glove on it. Couldn't complete the catch. There's 1 out in the 3rd. Brewster up a run. 1-0 to Dashbach. Fastball on the inner half. Andrew doesn't like it. Count moves to a ball and a strike. That fastball could have been above the belt. Could have been a little inside. But it's been an interesting strike zone, to say the least, from Bill Fisher today behind home plate. Red Sox trail by a run. Have 1 more hit, though, than the Whitecaps in the 3rd. Schultz a long look in and fires, and this one plunks Andrew right on the arm. You talk about grit. Andrew Dashbach saw that fastball coming right in on him, and he did not move a muscle.
Well, good thing for Andrew, has that elbow guard right on his left arm is for facing the pitcher. As a right-handed hitter, takes it right off of that, but still nonetheless it hurts as he's walking behind first base. Going to shake that one off.
He knew that was going to hit him. He wore it. He takes his base, and the Red Sox have 2 aboard with 1 out. Make it the 13th time this season that Dashbach has been hit by a pitch. That leads the Cape in, I guess, the most painful category, but it gives the Red Sox another base runner. They've got 2 aboard in the top of the 3rd, 1-0 lead for Brewster in game 2, and it's Johnny DeLuca batting from the left side against the righty Schultz. First pitch taken inside for ball 1. Johnny 1 for 1. Infield single that led off the 2nd inning. Put Freeman out into shallow right field, and there was no chance to get the speedy Oregon Duck down the line. He bats here with runners at 1st and 2nd and 1 out in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch, cut on and hit foul. A grounder that goes into the Red Sox dugout, a ball and a strike. Red Sox fans have traveled well today. Not too far down Route 6A to get to Brewster. Eastern Division rivals meeting up for the 2nd straight summer in the first round of the playoffs. 1 out, 2 on. 1-1 pitch to DeLuca is a fastball outside below the knees. Good eye from Johnny. 2 balls and a strike. 1 for 1. Had a hit yesterday. 2-run Yabo to dead center that brought in the game-tying run as he touched home plate. Nautilus at 4. Chance to give YD the tie here. 2-1. Fastball elevated, and he sits off of it. 3 balls and a strike. Schultz came close to almost hitting DeLuca there at the head. Had to jerk his way back. 3 balls and a strike. 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Brewster up a run as Campbell leads off of 2nd. He's singled. Dashbach hit by a pitch. He leads off of 1st. Schultz a couple glances back at 2nd and fires. Fastball away. Ball 4. 2nd straight inning. The Red Sox have them loaded. 1 out. And Zach Zubia, the power hitter, coming to the plate. And Jamie Shevchik is out of the bullpen.
And just more work in the count for these YD hitters. Not chasing up out of the strike zone. They've done it all season, and they've continued to plague Schultz with it here in the 2nd and 3rd frames, and we'll see if that's it for him.
Brewster Whitecaps going to the bullpen here in the 3rd inning. of Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. 1-0 lead for the hometown team. But the bases loaded for the Red Sox, threatening here in the top of the third. We'll get you all the stats you need on the other side as the third continues. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the third inning continues from Stony Brook Field. The situation, a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Red Sox have them loaded for the second straight frame. A new pitcher, it's Chance Roach, replaces Andrew Schultz. He only goes 2 innings and a third. And he'll face Zach Zubia, getting his second plate appearance of the ball game. DH tonight for the Red Sox with YD. Bases loaded. Campbell at third, Dashbach at second, and DeLuca to lead off of first base. 1 out in the third inning. Red Sox trailing by a run. Righty Roach in his second appearance in a Whitecap uniform. Leg kick and offers. Breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Junior from New Mexico State. He's only pitched 3 innings for Brewster so far. Gave up 2 runs just a few days ago. Righty towing the rubber here in the top of the third of Game 2 of the EDS. 0-1 to Zubia, cracked but foul down the third base line. And he's in a hole 0-2. That one might have sliced the bat. So he walks over to the dugout to get a fresh new piece of lumber.
Red Sox so important that they can capitalize and get the momentum back on their side here in the third inning. Leaving the bases loaded again would just be crushing.
It was bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the second. Ashford struck out looking.
Go, Zach.
Campbell singled. He's at third base. Dashbach hit by a pitch. He's at second. Johnny DeLuca has walked. He's at first. All 3 on the tab of the starter, Andrew Schultz. It's Chance Roach dealing now the second hurler for the Whitecaps in Game 2. Zubia with a new bat. Waiting in the righty box. Righty Roach sets. Fires 0-2. And Zubia drills this one out into left center field. Diving is Canzone. And he makes the catch. Tagging with ease is Noah Campbell. Red Sox tie up the ball game. An RBI for Zach Zubia. It's 1-1.
Well, Zubia hits that 0-2. It looked like a hanging breaking ball right on the screws. And another really nice play from Dom Canzone out in left field, laying all the way out to for there only to be 1 run coming in for the Red Sox instead of maybe 3 should he dive and miss that one.
Red Sox tie it in the top of the third. Dashbach and DeLuca both had to hold. So still 2 aboard, add on and out, and it's Nick Quintana, returner for YD, facing the Whitecaps for the second straight summer in the first round, batting in the top of the third. Roach sets and fires. Quintana hits it right back up the middle for a base hit. Charging around third comes Dashbach. Throw in from Bishop won't be nearly in time. The Red Sox take a 2-1 lead thanks to the RBI single from Nick Quintana.
The second half surge for Nick Quintana has been something really special to watch, and he comes through again, just hits that ground ball, perfectly placed right back up the middle, and just too soft for Hunter Bishop, who's playing deep in center field, to come up and make a play. Andrew Dashbach, who runs well, coming to the plate.
2 hard-hit baseballs so far off of the righty Chance Roach has given the Red Sox their first lead of the series. It comes in the top of the 3rd inning of Game 2. A 2-1 advantage. Still runners at first and second, 2 outs. And the 8-man, Christian Koss, readying in the righty box. Roach the set and offers. Koss takes strike 1, a fastball on the inside corner.
We saw it yesterday when Whitey was able to get into the Brewster bullpen. They did damage, and they've done the exact same thing here today.
Sac fly from Zubia tied the ball game. Quintana's RBI single gives the Red Sox the advantage. 2 away, 2 aboard. 0-1 pitch to Christian. He laces this one right into the glove of Gage Workman, the shortstop, to retire the side. But the Red Sox get their first lead of the playoffs. 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in Brewster. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. After 11 innings of playoff baseball, the Red Sox finally have a lead over the Brewster Whitecaps. 2-1 the advantage as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Brant Herter back out on the bump. Starter from Georgia Tech, making his first playoff appearance for Whitey here in Game 2. And he'll face 2, 3, and 4, Ray Alejo, Hunter Bishop, and Connor Gramis in the home half of the 3rd inning. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Alejo 0 for 1 today. Fly out to center field. First pitch from Herter. Fastball located on the inside half for a strike. Both frames for Herter have not been easy. He's dealt with runners in scoring position at both. Runners at 3rd as well. 0-1, cut on, but hit foul. Up towards the netting near us. Quickly 0-2. In the first inning, he left Gramis stranded at 3rd base. And in the second, it was 1st and 3rd against the leadoff man, Dom Canzone. Herter induced a ground out to retire the side. 0-2 pitch to Alejo. Fastball away for ball 1. RBIs from Dashbach and Quintana, giving the Red Sox a 1-run advantage here in Game 2. 1-2 offering cut on and hit foul once again up out of play. Count remains at 1-2. It was the second straight frame the Red Sox had him loaded. Just had a feeling they really needed to capitalize on that opportunity. Zubia, a very loud out, brought in the tying run, and Quintana's RBI single gives him the lead. 1-2 pitch to Alejo is lined out into left field. Beasley comes in a few steps, and he's got it on a hop for the first out. One away, and Bishop swaggers up. 0 for 1 today. He struck out 3 times here in the Eastern Division Series, twice yesterday One already today against Herter. Struck out swinging on 3 pitches. Back in the first, trying to check his offering. An elevated fastball from Herter. Couldn't hold up. Brandt into the motions, fires in. Fastball just off the plate. Could have been a little low as well for ball 1. Second time through this Whitecaps order for the lefty from Georgia Tech. The windup, the 1-0. That low as well, 2-0. Bishop with his second summer with Brewster. Played against the Red Sox last August in this first round. 2-0 to Hunter. Curveball well outside for ball 3. Mentioned he didn't collect a hit through those first 3 games of the playoffs against the Red Sox, and then just caught fire. Collected 5 RBIs and 3 homers through the next Orleans and Bourne. 3-0. Fastball right down Main Street with Bishop taking all the way. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. No one on base. Heard of the signs from Kerner. Into the motions, 3-1. Fastball called strike at the knees. Bishop had begun his approach over to first. He's brought right back as Herter battles his way in. It's now a full count. Red Sox 2, Whitecaps 1 in the home half of the 3rd. 1 out, bases empty. Herter's payoff pitch is popped up out of play towards the bleachers down the left side. Bishop will get another chance. Arizona State Sun Devil hit 4 homers for Brewster in summer number 2. Batted just .233, but he has some serious pop in that bat and plays a pretty darn good center field. Payoff pitch upcoming. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He got him. Bishop fans for the 2nd time today, the 4th time this series. Herter has strikeout number 3, and there's 2 outs in the 3rd.
Well, Herter just assaulting Bishop with fastballs and then comes back the 2-strike pitch with a nice breaking ball. Bishop caught out in front.
First 2 gone in the 3rd inning. Connor Gramis, designated hitter, digs in 1 for 1 with the RBI triple. Initial offering a fastball away. He hit that baseball hard. Back in the bottom of the 1st. It brought Canzone in from second base. Opened up the scoring. Now batting in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 fastball from Herter is swung on and missed for strike 1. Brandt, not really a strikeout pitcher for the most part. Collects a decent amount through his starts. 33. 1-1 is lined and past to diving Koss for a single. 2 out, base hit for Connor Gramis, and there's a man aboard. Yes, his ratio is very good, 33 strikeouts to 9 walks, but not someone that really attempts to get that strikeout a whole lot.
Then for Herter, it's been 2 out base hits in every inning now so far, 3 for 3 for the Whitecaps in that category. And once again, Herter's going to try and work out of trouble.
Gramis now off of first base is the 5-man. Jesse Franklin steps up to bat from the left side for the 2nd time today. Grounded out back to the pitcher to conclude the 1st inning about an hour ago. Runner on, 2 outs, first pitch. Franklin takes it inside for ball 1. Michigan Wolverine with a .302 clip throughout the regular season. 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. Gets his 2nd look at the lefty from Georgia Tech, making his first playoff start on the Cape. Herter glances over at Gramis at first and offers home, and that one hits Franklin right on the back. Left-handed Herter turned away from it, and for the 2nd straight inning, Herter gets the first 2 outs and then lets the next 2 aboard. And it'll be Cam Eden to do some damage here in the 3rd.
And for the 3rd straight inning, a runner in scoring position. He's allowed a run in the 1st inning, able to keep the Whitecaps off the scoreboard in the 2nd inning, and is going to have to try to do it again. He's really hurt himself here with 2 outs.
Cam Eden, one of the 3 strikeout victims of Brandt Herter so far today. That to begin the top of the 2nd, batting here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs. First pitch. Curveball popped up on the infield. Herter off of the mound. Now Quintana will range over, and he's got it. Nick Quintana, decisive, called for it, and he gloved it. And the Whitecaps strand a pair as we go to the top of the fourth. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Stony Brook Field, the site of game number 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. We enter the top of the fourth inning. Red Sox 2, Whitecaps 1. Brewster with a 1-0 lead in this first-round playoff series. That means a win today boosts them into the second round and would knock out YD of the playoffs for the second straight year. YD with other thoughts, hoping to extend the series to a decisive Game 3 tomorrow at home at Red Wilson. Adam Kerner leads off the fourth inning against Roach, the righty, back out, fires in a first pitch, and Kerner swings but puts it foul up out of play for strike 1. That third inning brought in 2 runs for the Red Sox. They finally have a lead in this series. Trailed 4-0 for a lot of yesterday. Tied it at 4 in the 5th. And then 1 run from Brewster in the 7th inning was all that followed. Roach from the windup offers home a breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Kerner goes fishing in the dirt. 0-2 count on the catcher for the Red Sox. Kerner 1 for 1. His bunt single in the second inning surprised Eden, who was playing relatively deeply. And he hustled out down the line. 0-2 pitch. Curveball paint job outside corner. Bring him up, called strike 3. Kerner goes down. First strikeout for Chance Roach, and there's 1 away in the 4th.
Here we go. Top of the batting order for YD, wearing number 7 from Fresno State. One of the Bulldogs.
Schultz just went 2 1/3 innings. Gave up 2 earned runs. Both Dashbach and Campbell crossing home were on his tab. Although it was Roach, the righty from New Mexico State hurling, making just his second appearance in a Whitecaps uniform. Ashford at the plate. First pitch. Takes it for a strike, and then he used a breaking ball to begin the at-bat. Zach 0 for 2. Struck out twice on 3-2 pitches. First time swinging, second looking. Roach rocks and offers, waved at and missed. Strike 2. Ashford, an awkward swing. Only had the bat in one of his hands when he completed it.
Well, the front hands for Zach slipped off. And he's motioned to Brad Beasley, throwing the pine tar. Apply that on his bat. Give him some more stick and dig in here with 2 strikes.
5 straight strikes from Chance Roach to begin the top of the 4th. 2-1 advantage for YD. On the road, trying to win at Stony Brook Field for the first time in 2018. They've lost once, also tied a couple of times. Roach the wind, 0-2 to Ashford, bounding grounder over to the second baseman. Freeman, he's got it. Easy out at first, and just like that, there's 2 away, and Brad Beasley climbs in. Zach 0 for 3. Beasley comes up 0 for 2. Broken bat liner into the glove of Eden in the first inning. Grounded out to second base and Ike Freeman in the third. He bats with 2 away. Righty-righty matchup in the 4th inning. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Roach in the windup offers home. That's a strike right down the middle. Junior from New Mexico State, wearing number 13 for Brewster. Light kick, 0-1. Swung on and missed. Beasley swinging out of his shoes at that breaking ball.
make it 8 straight strikes for Chance Roach. Got Kerner looking, and Zach Ashford to ground out to second base. 2 away in the fourth. 0-2 offering to Beasley. Fastball bounces on home plate, skips into the glove of Donovan. A ball and 2 strikes. Campbell's on deck. Herter awaiting in the dugout. He's gone 3 full innings, given up 1 run off of 3 hits. 1-2 to Beasley. Popped out into left field. Canzone to step in, and he's got it. A can of corn for the left fielder. And the Red Sox go down 1-2-3 for the first time in this ball game. They cling to a 2-1 advantage as we go to the home half of the fourth. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Game 2 of the 2018 playoffs. Red Sox with their backs against the wall in the Eastern Division semifinals. Trail the series 1-0. Lead the ball game 2-1 as we enter the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-8-9. Workman, Freeman, and Donovan to face Herter for inning number 4. Lefty from Georgia Tech. First pitch connects with a strike breaking ball to Workman, who's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Quintana to record the second out of the second frame. 0-1 from Herter. Fastball placed on the inside corner for strike 2. Been a struggle at the plate for Workman. Hitless yesterday. 0 for 1 today. Batting in the bottom of the fourth with no outs. Space is empty. 0-2 pitch. Just an inch off the plate away. A ball and 2 strikes.
There's Herter going after the first hitter again. Been very aggressive. He's done it every inning.
He's given up just 1 run off of 3 hits. From the windup, 1-2. Popped up out into shallow left field. Koss at the lip of the grass. He's got it. Can of corn for Christian, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the fourth. That brings up Ike Freeman, UNC Tar Heel, batting for the second time today. He was hit by a pitch. The first one that Herter tossed him back in the second inning. That was with 2 outs, and Freeman would go all the way over to third base before he was stranded. Scary stuff in the bottom of the second. He bats now with 1 away in the bottom of the fourth. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch buried in the dirt for ball 1. Brewster leads the series. Chatham leads theirs as well in the East. Wareham the advantage over Catuit. That a 1v4 seeding. And Hyannis and Falmouth just about to get underway with game 1. 1-0 offering. Misses low at the shoelaces. 2 balls and no strikes. Base is empty in the bottom of the fourth. 1 away. Herter rocks and fires in the 2-0. Nicked foul. Back to the fence. 2 balls and a strike on the 8-man Ike Freeman. Herter pitching into the fourth inning. You have to think with do or die for the Red Sox. We're going to see a lot of arms out of the bullpen if necessary. This is a very tight ball game. Just a 1-run advantage.
2-1 pitch. Fastball, that's a strike right down the middle. Freeman pulled back his swing. That one graced the plate perfectly. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And probably a very short leash for Brant Herter should he get into trouble yet again. He has in every inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Pitch from Herter. Grounded over to Koss. Waits for it. Gobbles it. Throws to Dash. And that's the second out of the inning. For 3 straight innings, Brant Herter has retired the first 2 batters. He's done it here again in the bottom of the 4th, but in the 2nd and the 3rd, he's allowed the following 2 to reach base before getting out that 5th man. We'll see if he can settle down and can finally get a perfect inning. He's facing the bottom of the order in Joe Donovan. 1-for-1 with a single. That came in the 2nd inning. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch. Misses low inside for ball 1. Michigan catcher bat 309. No homers, but he's already collected 3 hits this divisional series. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Herter with the heater, and it's 1-1. 6'6" lefty from Georgia Tech, going off against the righty from Michigan with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, 2-1 ball game. The pitch. Breaking ball, ducks inside for ball 2. Nick Quintana, very close to that 3rd baseline. Everyone else in the infield at normal depth. 2-1, popped up, but back behind home plate and out of play. 2-2 count. Center fielder Ashford shaded a tad to his left or right against the right-handed hitter Donovan. Red Sox with a heart of the order due up in the top of the 5th. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-2, grounded over to Quintana. He charges, got it on a hop. Throws over to Dashbuck with the pick. First 1-2-3 inning for Brant Herter. He's heating up. We're through 4 full innings from Stony Brook Field. Red Sox 2, Whitecaps 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Whitey carries a 2-1 lead into the 5th inning at Stony Brook Field. Brewster with a 1-0 series advantage in the Eastern Division semifinals, trying to close it out at home as the heart of the order climbs in for the Red Sox. Noah Campbell, Andrew Dashbach, and Johnny DeLuca expected against the righty reliever from New Mexico State, Chance Roach. Danny Gray with TJ Mathewson here right along the first baseline on a sunny Sunday Monday in Brewster, Massachusetts. We thank you so much for tuning in as the Red Sox fight for their lives on the road at a ballpark that has not been too friendly to them in 2018. Here's the first pitch from Roach to Campbell. Fastball taken away for ball 1. Busy day for Noah. He's 1 for 1. Was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning that stung him. Then singled in the 3rd inning. Came around to score that game-tying run for the Red Sox. Roach from the wind offers. Campbell slices it high, tailing down out the foul territory, the left side. Strike 1. That single snapping a
Very long hitless streak for Noah. 0 for 16. Hoping to make it 2 straight with no outs in the top of the 5th. Red Sox 2, Whitecaps 1. Roach winds, offers in the 1-1. Slow grounder over to Workman. He's got to charge it, and he botches it. Workman heard the metaphorical footsteps of Campbell going down the first base line. He reaches, and the Red Sox have their first man on in the 5th.
Well, that one looked like it got Campbell in on the handle of the bat and really put some spin on that baseball. Made it really tough for Workman to get coming in on a charge and had to rush it too much to be able to get Campbell.
They rule it a hit for Campbell, so make him 2 for 2. No outs in the 5th, and Andrew Dashbach climbs in for the 3rd time today. Pop up in the 1st, and he was also hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Roach readying the first pitch, curveball that's buried in the dirt for ball 1. Dash hit by his league-leading 13th pitch there in that 3rd inning. Stands pretty close to home plate in the right side. And he's got that protective elbow guard on, so he just wears them. Campbell off of first, the pitch. Breaking ball. That falls in for a strike to even the count up at 1-1. DeLuca on deck as Whitey looks for a few more runs. They've tacked on 2. Those coming in the 3rd inning. They've only scored runs in 2 innings in this entire series here midway through game 2. 1-1. Dash swings and misses. It's been all breaking ball so far from Roach to Dashbach, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Just a divine Monday afternoon, quickly turning into evening. A lot of sun. It's been hot for game 2 of the EDS. Red Sox with a 1-run lead as Campbell has to slide back in. Decent lead off of the first base bag. But Franklin holding him on, and you got to wonder how quickly he's going to be able to go after taking that pitch back in the 1st inning. He was laboring for quite some time. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dashbach. No outs in the top of the 5th. Roach sets, fires in, fastball. Dashbach fights it off.
A little surprised from how much success Whitey has had on the base paths yesterday against these Whitecaps. Have not attempted a stolen base yet.
1-2 count on the 4-man for YD. No outs in the 5th. Up a run in game 2. Must win for the Red Sox, and it's Campbell taking his lead off of first base. Righty reliever Chance Roach setting below the belt against the Stanford Cardinal. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. Quickly up with it is Donovan. Throws over to first base, and it gets away from Franklin. Campbell will take second base easily. Red Sox with a runner in scoring position. A mishap from Donovan. He blocked it. Campbell started to go. Noah retreated, and the throw over to first got away.
Well, first Campbell just a little bit too far off the base. A good throw to the bag would have got Campbell leaning off the bag, but Donovan just rushes the throw. It sails on him all the way out into right field. And Campbell will take advantage, take the extra base.
After going 1-2-3 in the 4th inning, Red Sox have their leadoff man at second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Andrew Dashbach with no outs. Pitch from Roach. Dash swings and misses, strike 3. Second strikeout for Chance Roach in his many innings, and there's 1 away for Johnny DeLuca.
Just goes back to that breaking ball. Has been pounding Dash with that pitch and goes right back to it again and gets him to swing right over the top of it.
Nothing beats Cape League baseball, and surely nothing beats Cape League playoff baseball. Thousands on hand here at Stony Brook, lining both the left and right field bleachers in foul territory out in center at the Hill to take in game number 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals between the 1-seed Red Sox, 4-seed Whitecaps. First pitch to DeLuca. He slices it foul down the left field line over by the Whitecaps bullpen. It's got a little bit of action up. Brant Herter's thrown 4 innings for the Red Sox, giving up 1 run and 3 hits. First error of the ball game was charged to Joe Donovan just a couple of moments ago on that throw down to first base. It's allowed Campbell to take his lead off of second, 1 away, 0-1 count on DeLuca. Roach sets, fires in, breaking ball in the dirt, a ball and a strike. DH Zach Zubia standing on deck. His sac fly back in the third inning tied this ball game up. A great catch from Canzone to just keep it at 1-run scoring. Runner on, 1 out in the fifth. 1-1 count on DeLuca. The pitch from Roach. Johnny swings and slices it foul once again. Four o'clock start today. Both Whitey and Brewster without lights. It's allowed them to play to 2 ties through their 6 regular season meetings. Can't have that in the playoffs. That's why we bump it up an hour. We'll do the same tomorrow if necessary at Red Wilson. 1 away, Campbell off of second. 1-2 pitch to Johnny. Takes it outside for ball 2. DeLuca 1 for 1 with the infield single that led off the second inning. Bursted his way down the first base line to beat it out, and also walked in the third inning, so he's reached base twice. Both times, though, stranded in scoring position. Roach a long look in at the battery mate Donovan to get the signs. Comes set just below the belt. The righty fires. Ball 3 in the dirt. Full count work from DeLuca. Very disciplined hitter for the Red Sox.
Yeah, and they've been working 2-2, 3-2 counts all ball game, and is putting some wear on these Brewster Whitecaps arms.
Righty from New Mexico State, facing off against the lefty from Oregon. Campbell, the leadoff of second base. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox here in the fifth with 1 out. Payoff pitch to DeLuca, taken low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks earned by Johnny DeLuca. He's reached base 3 straight times, and the Red Sox have 2 aboard for Zach Zubia.
Yeah, DeLuca just leaving that bat on his shoulder, not swinging for anything out of the strike zone, really working that count. Mentioned just the amount of work these Whitecaps pitchers have had to do today, and mentioned how warm it is too, how much of a fatigue factor it is. These guys that have been playing since February out here in the dog days of summer, a warm day on the Cape.
Runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the fifth. Campbell aboard along with DeLuca. Zubia at the plate. First pitch taken inside for ball 1 on Zubia. 2 loud outs. A fly out to deep center in his first at-bat. Last time up with the bases loaded, hit a hard liner. And Canzone with a diving stop. Did collect the RBI, though, on the sac fly. 1-0 pitch to Zubia. Fastball in the dirt, ball 2. Roach struggling in the fifth inning to find the strike zone. Struck out Whitey's, arguably their hottest hitter, in Andrew Dashbach. That's been the lone out of the frame. Campbell is singled. DeLuca has walked, and there's 2 aboard. Long look in for Roach at Donovan. Zubia awaiting in the righty box. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and foul tipped back to the fence. 2 balls and 1 strike. Quintana on deck. 1 for 2 day for the Arizona Wildcat. Hoping he'll get a chance to plate here. It's runners on first and second, 1 out. 1-run ball game. A must win for YD. Roach coming set at the belt. Zubia waiting with the bat on his shoulder. 2-1. Fastball runs inside, ball 3. Now it's the Whitecaps faithful that aren't loving the calls from Bill Fisher. Can't really say the strike zone's been consistent for the most part, but if anything, it's been a little tighter than usual. Campbell off of second, DeLuca off of first base, 1 out in the top of the fifth. 2-1 lead for YD. 3-1 to Zubia. Fastball inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks worked by the YD Red Sox. And for the 3rd time in this ball game, they'll have them loaded. Nick Quintana coming to the plate with just 1 out.
Last time Quintana stepped to the plate with the bases loaded back in the 3rd. Cashed in with a single. Roach got to be careful here. A lot of lightning in that bat of Nick Quintana.
He's walked the previous 2 batters, his first 2 walks of his appearance. But there is nowhere to put Quintana. Campbell at third, DeLuca at second, Zubia off of first base. 1 out in the 5th, Red Sox trying to tack on to their 2-1 advantage. Quintana waits. First pitch from Roach. Breaking ball nabs the outside corner for strike one. Quintana in his second summer batted .259 throughout the regular season, 5 homers as well. That's second on the Red Sox, just behind Noah Campbell, the man standing at third base. Roach comes set on the first base side of the rubber. 0-1. Quintana pops it up out into shallow right field. Coming on is Alejo, and he's got it. Campbell's going to try and tag. Throw coming into home. Campbell slides, and they got him. Noah Campbell tagged out at home plate. A double play for the Brewster Whitecaps, and that's how the top of the 5th inning ends. Red Sox 2, Whitecaps 1. We go to the home half of the 5th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the 5th here from Stony Brook Field. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox over the Brewster Whitecaps. It'll be the top of the lineup coming to bat for the 3rd time today. Dom Canzone, Ray Alejo, and Hunter Bishop will be out to face Brant Herter, still out on the rubber for the Red Sox. Has had some interesting innings, but has only given up the 1 run on 3 hits. That came all the way back in the 1st inning. So here's Canzone, the Ohio State Buckeye, steps in for the 3rd time. The lefty Herter winds, fires the first pitch, a liner into right field. That gets through past Noah Campbell for a base hit. Canzone up at the plate with an idea. First pitch swinging, gets a fastball right at the knees from Brant Herter and lines it out into right field for a quick leadoff base runner. Ray Alejo, the UCF Knight, will now step to the plate with a runner on and no outs. 0 for 2 today. 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. The deciding base hit in the ball game yesterday. In the 7th inning, a check swing, little dunker down the right field line. Ended up being an RBI triple. And that deciding 5th run for the Whitecaps wind. And the first pitch from Herter, Alejo shows bunt and nubs it foul up the first base side. It's 0-1. The Whitecaps maybe just trying to manufacture 1 run and tie this ball game up here in the 5th inning. Getting the leadoff base runner in Canzone. Only 2 steals on the season. Leads off of first, but overall, the Whitecaps excellent during the regular season in the stolen base department. 3rd in the league. Line to the 0-1. Curveball breaks off on the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2. They count on Alejo. Red Sox, 2 runs coming back in the 3rd inning. Brewster, a run in the 1st inning. 0-2 pitch from Herter. Fastball outside, misses. And the count 1-2.
Tried to waste one there against Alejo. See if he would fish for it. Keeps the bat on his shoulder. Dangerous hitter here in this 2nd spot. Not your typical 2nd man.
Quintana playing slightly shitted over towards the line at 3rd base. Christian Koss, the shortstop for the Red Sox, playing up the middle. Here's the 1-2. Swing, a little fly ball drifting foul territory. DeLuca gives chase, and it will land foul down the right field line. Count will stay 1-2.
That eerily similar to that last hit that Alejo had yesterday that turned into that game-winning triple. Just didn't get any of it, but it fell in the right placement.
Just kind of went along with the hard outs that Whitey had all day yesterday with runners on and in scoring position. Whitecaps taking game one yesterday at Red Wilson, 5-4. Red Sox trying to bounce back today, facing elimination. 1-2 from Herder, swinging a little liner up the middle. There is Campbell Fields, throws to second for one, on to first, not in time to get Alejo running down the line. Noah Campbell able to field that one behind the bag at second base. Flip it to Christian, cost for one. The return throw to first, though, not in time. And that will bring up the center fielder, the Sun Devil, Hunter Bishop, who's 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts today. So Bishop, 6'5", 225, stands in from the left side. Co-MVP of the championship series last season as the Whitecaps won. Wind and a throw over to first. Alejo back in time. Hit 2 home runs in that series. After really struggling his first summer on the Cape. Picked it up a little bit here in summer number 2. Average up to 233, 4 homers in the regular season. Herder sets. First pitch to Bishop. Fastball misses off the plate away for ball 1.
You'd have to think that this is probably going to be Herder's last inning, no matter what. See if he can get out of another base runner jam. He's seen a lot of them today.
Herder sets. Peek over at first. The 1-0. Fastball runs high and inside. 2-0 the count on Hunter Bishop. One might have slipped down to the hand of Herder. Missed his spot by quite a bit. Packed place here at Stony Brook for Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. Herder a peek over at first. The 2-0. Swing and a pop-up. Sky-high foul territory. First base side. Dash and Campbell both giving it a look. And they make the catch for out number 2. A long way to go. It's actually DeLuca coming in from his spot in right field in foul territory. Able to make the catch for out number 2. A big out number 2, retiring the big bat of Bishop. That'll bring up Connor Gramis. He's reached base both times today, 2 for 2.
This is definitely the most important at bat of the outing so far for Herder, with 2 outs in the 5th against the most productive Whitecap hitter this season. Especially this series. He's ever dangerous with a runner on.
A triple in the first. Drove in the only run of the day for the Whitecaps, and a single in the 3rd. First pitch from Herder. This is up and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count. After Canzone in that first inning, led off with a walk. Gramis hit one out to the left center field gap, splitting Beasley and Ashford. And drove in Canzone, who stands over at first base here in the 5th with 2 outs. 1-0 will catch the inside corner for a strike. 1-1, the count on Gramis. Whitecaps just a run on 4 hits. They've committed an error. Red Sox 2 runs on 5 hits. Herder lifts the leg, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, top of the strike zone. And Gramis swings right underneath it for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Herder has had base runners on all ball game as he looks to get out of yet another jam. Canzone off of first. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Here's the wind, the 1-2. Snap throw down to first. Ball misses outside, and it's not in time. Alejo back in without a dive. And according to the first base umpire, Alan Liberdoni, Dash not able to get the tag on Alejo in time.
Well, you got to be careful when Adam Kerner's catching. He's got an absolute cannon behind the dish, and he's not afraid to let it fly.
And with the righty Gramis in, he has a clear line looking at first. Herder sets 2-2. Runner goes from first, swing and a chop foul behind home plate. And Alejo will have to head back to first base. Going on the pitch. Deuces wild here in the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Alejo touches first, will now take his lead. Whitey defense, playing Gramis straight up, who's been killer so far today, 2 for 2. Righty from Xavier steps in, pinwheels the bat a couple times. Herder sets. Lefties 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes to the off-speed pitch and gets Graham Estefan right over the top of that one. Strikeout number 4 for Brant Herder as he gets out of trouble here in the 5th inning and keeps the Whitey lead at 2-1 as we head to the 6th inning. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Red Sox in the top of the 6th inning. They will still face Chance Roach, who came in to relief Andrew Schultz out of the bullpen in that 3rd inning for YD. It'll be Christian Koss, Adam Kerner, and the lineup will flip over. Zach Ashford, the 3rd man, here in this 6th inning. Roach, the righty, steps in out of New Mexico State. Wines, first pitch to Koss, first pitch swinging, a chopper towards third base. Eden on the high hop, will field, throwing over to first. It'll be in time to retire Koss, jumping out at that first pitch, being aggressive, but unable to cash in. And that's out number 1.
Luckily enough for Eden, he was playing up on the lip of that grass. If he has to wait for that bounce to come to him in normal depth, Christian might beat that out.
So now it'll be Adam Kerner, 1 for 2. Laid down a beauty of a bunt single in the 2nd inning. Loaded the bases for the Red Sox. They left them loaded. Ashford would strike out looking after him for the 3rd out. First pitch to Kerner. This is down and outside for a ball. Sun setting almost behind the trees here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. 5:49 local time. Been underway for about an hour and 50 minutes. 4 o'clock first pitch. Here's the wind, the 1-0, swing and a chopper foul towards the third base dugout. Fielded by one of the Brewster players. Looked like that was Hunter Bishop on the, Hunter Bishop's out in center field. One of the bench hands. One of the bench hands for the Whitecaps. Kerner will step in, 1-1 count. Wind and the 1-1, swung and a miss from Kerner. It's now 1-2.
Red Sox need more towards these later stages. 2 runs isn't going to do it. No better time to start a rally than the present right here with the bottom of your order.
Roach winds. Here's the 1-2, swing and a pop-up foul behind home plate. That gets out of play. Count stays 1-2. The catcher from University of San Diego. 2-1 Red Sox lead here in the top of the 6th. Red Sox looking to take game 2 here at Stony Brook, bring the series back to Red Wilson for a winner-take-all tomorrow. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes back to the off-speed pitch and buries it in the dirt. Kerner fans right over the top of it. For out number 2, flips the lineup over. It'll now be Zach Ashford, 0 for 3 today. Will step to the plate. Ashford struck out swinging in the first, looking in the second, and grounded out to second in the 4th. So he steps in with 2 outs. And Roach looking to complete his 3rd full inning of work. Riding out of New Mexico State winds. First pitch to Ashford, bunt shown, lays it down the first base line. It's drifting foul. picked up about 5 feet in foul territory by Roach. And the count's 0-1.
Way to make sure that he didn't make contact with that baseball charging down the line. Almost had to kind of wait for it to bounce out of the way. Trying to bunt on for a single. We already saw Kerner do it earlier in this ball game. Scott Pickler loves the small ball, especially in the playoffs.
So 0-1 on Ashford. Brad Beasley stands on deck, hoping to get a chance to hit here in the 6th. Ashford, the lefty, will dig in. 8th in the Cape in batting average during the regular season, .314. Here's the 0-1. This is low with an off-speed pitch. 1-1 the count. There's another certain Fresno State outfielder that spent a summer out here at Stony Brook Field. Might know his name, Aaron Judge. 4 home runs back in 2012 with these Whitecaps. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a liner towards the left side. That gets through into left field for a base hit. Zach Ashford checks in with his first base hit of the ball game, and that will extend the inning for the left fielder, Brad Beasley.
Nice to see the Red Sox giving the Whitecaps a bit of taste of their own medicine. How many times have we seen Brewster come up with a 2-out hit with the bases empty? Ashford does it here, keeps that batting order going. Good portion to be hitting right now as well with Beasley and Campbell.
Beasley, .368 clip to end the regular season, 2 for 5 yesterday. He digs in 0 for 3 so far. Roach winds, first pitch. Fastball misses low. 4-1. Donovan behind the plate, trying to pick that one up from around the shins up towards the knees, but cannot get the haul from Bill Fisher behind the plate. Ashford leads off of first, 11 steals on the season. 1-0. This is outside, 2-0 the count on Beasley.
It's amazing what just having a runner on can do to a pitcher just for their psyche, the difference in mechanics and also mentally that they have to deal with the batter.
Roach steps back on the rubber. Ashford to lead off of first. Wind, slight breeze out towards right center. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss from Beasley. Roach pulls the strings on an off-speed pitch right there. Beasley fans right over the top of it. It's now 2-1. Pick giving the signs down at third base. Dan Jaffe coaching over at first, watching Ashford take his lead. Roach sets. A turn and a throw over to first. A dive back just in time for Ashford. Not too big of a lead over there. And the count stays at 2-1.
Surprised we haven't seen Ashford try to go earlier on in this bat. The way that Beasley has been swinging lately, trying to push him into scoring position.
Roach sets, another turn and a throw over to first. And a balk is called on Roach as Ashford will head down to second base. And there, Dana, is your runner in scoring position.
Well, now you got to make him pay. You got to make these costly errors build up. You did so earlier on in the ball game. And with Ashford, great speed. All it's going to take is a little slap single from Beasley to double this advantage.
Beasley ahead in the count, 2-1. Whitey looking to extend the lead here in the 6th. Ashford now lead off of second. Roach, the New Mexico State righty, sets 2-1. Swing and a miss from Beasley, chasing after an off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone. And that evens up the count at 2-2. 2 outs here, top of the 6th. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox and threatening for more. Two-man Beasley digs in. Roach gets set on the mound, gets the sign he wants from Donovan. Here's the 2-2. Fastball inside, misses for ball 3, 3-2. The count on Beasley. A good take right there. That one did not miss by much. Noah Campbell stands on deck. He's reached base every time today. Ashford to lead off of second. Defense for the Whitecaps playing straight up. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a liner down the left field side, but just hooking foul. Beasley just a bit out in front of that one as he hooks it into the Whitecaps dugout. Count stays full on Brad, 3-2. Ashford to lead off of second base. He'll go on contact. Beasley back into the righty box. 3-2 the count on him. Sets 3-2, swing and a foul straight back by Beasley. Has fouled off a couple bitches here. Has worked a great at bat.
And even now with a 3-2 count, doesn't even have to go on contact. He can be going right on the motion from Roach. So really, all Beasley needs is just to get a little dunker in there. Ashford could score with a lot of ease.
Pitch number 7 of this at-bat upcoming. From Chance Roach to Brad Beasley. The righty sets on the rubber, trying to strain Ashford out on second. Here's the 3-2, swing and a chopper towards third base. Eden fields it in fair territory. Long throw over to first is in time to get Beasley going down the line for out number 3. Ashford, the 2-out single, is left stranded over at second base. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1. The Red Sox lead over the Whitecaps here from Stony Brook Field. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So Brant Herter still out on the mound for the Red Sox as we start this bottom of the 6th inning as he tries to protect a 2-1 lead. It'll be the 5-man Jesse Franklin will step to the plate. 0 for 1 today, reached on a hit by pitch back in the 3rd. So Herter out here starting the 6th inning. He's gotten through 5 innings, allowed just a run on 4 hits. He looks to keep it rolling here at Stony Brook. So we are just about to hit the 6 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Herter out of the windup. First pitch to Franklin. Fastball misses outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Herter at 84 pitches. That now 85 with that first pitch ball. The lefty winds the 1-0. Again, misses outside. It's 2-0. Herter has struggled with base runners in every frame. Lefty out of the windup again, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Franklin down to a knee, hacking at that one, but comes up empty for a strike. It's 2-1. 2-1, pardon. 2 home runs, 5 doubles, 17 RBIs on the summer for the freshman out of Michigan. It's the 2-1. Off speed, outside, misses again. 3-1 the count on Franklin. Showed off his power earlier this summer back at Red Wilson. July 20th, a 7-3 win for the Whitecaps. He hit one out of sight at Red Wilson for his first home run of the summer. Herter trying to avoid the free pass. The lefty kicks the 3-1. Curveball breaks in on the inside corner and catches the strike zone for strike 2. 3-2 the count on Franklin. Ended the regular season a .302 batting average. 1 for 4 yesterday. Scored a run. Lefty digs in. Herter shaking off Adam Kerner a couple times. The lefty winds the 3-2. Swinging a little liner out into shallow middle of the infield. Coming in as Campbell. He can't get there as it drops in, and Franklin will reach with just a little maybe 40-foot blooper for a base hit that lands in between Herter, Koss, and Campbell. And the second straight inning with a leadoff base runner for Brant Herter.
That's just unfortunate. That was a great 3-2 pitch. He jammed him, had good velo, but Franklin just enough power to get it over the head and just fell pretty much in no man's land on the infield.
So here's Cam Eden, the third baseman, 0 for 2, strikeout And a pop out to Nick Quintana at third. The tying run over at first base. Jesse Franklin takes his lead. First pitch to Eden. Misses low for a ball. Franklin, no steals on the season. Herder right back in the stretch with the leadoff base runner on. Lefty sets, looks over at first. Here's the 1-0. Off speed way outside, misses 2-0 the count on the second straight batter here in the sixth.
You just have to wonder what it's going to take. How much of a leash does Herder have in this sixth inning?
That pitch count up to 92 now for Herder, as now Pick is out of the dugout, and that might do it for Herder here in the sixth inning. Franklin over at first base, a 2-0 count on Cam Eden at the plate. The lefty out of Georgia Tech has thrown a good ball game here, game two. Worked into the sixth inning, just 5 hits and 1 run. Pick looks down. He will give the sign, and there will be a pitching change here from Stony Brook Field. Herder done after 5+. Leaves with 92 pitches. We're going to head to break. On the other side, we'll have the new pitcher and more. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be Mitch Taransky out of the bullpen for YD in relief of Brant Herder. Leaves after 5+, 5 hits. A run it was earned, a walk, 2 hit by pitches, and 4 strikeouts. And for Taransky, the lefty from Michigan State, a 3-0 record on the summer, a 4.20 ERA in 15 games, 25 2/3. He struck out 29, walked 8. Lefty's first pitch to Eden. This is inside, entered with a 2-0 count. It's now 3-0. And Taransky running a scoreless inning streak of 7 2/3 in his last 4 games. Lefty kicks 3-0. This is down low for a ball 4. 2 straight base runners for the Whitecaps in the 6th inning. That will bring up the shortstop, Gage Workman.
Never easy to come in with a count that is not fresh, especially when it's got 2 balls to his name. But Taransky couldn't really make good on anything with Eden. Now Brewster with a real good opportunity to tie this ball game up with no outs.
Corners playing in for the sacrifice bunt. Quintana at third, Dash on first, both playing in on the grass. Middle shaded back up for potential double play ball, so to go cover the bags. Taransky sets. Workman, switch hitter hitting right-handed, turns and shows to bunt. Taransky instead steps off, looks at second. Franklin back in time. Workman has hit right-handed all 3 times today. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out to Christian Casa at short. Lefty Taransky sets, peeks back at second. First pitch, bunt shown, and it will be called a strike. Workman offered at the pitch. It's 0-1. That one down and out of the strike zone. Workman just kind of a little jab at it and came up empty. Workman, Sun Devil digs back in. Behind in the count, 0-1. Taransky sets, he turns and shows to bunt again. Dash creeping even more in at first. Here's the 0-1, strike called. An off-speed pitch, top of the strike zone, gets the call. Workman pulled the bat back. Didn't think that was a good pitch to try and bunt, and it's now 0-2. Workman taps the plate twice, digs back in. Taransky sets, the lefty for Michigan State, peeks back at second, 0-2. Fastball, strike 3 called right down the heart of the plate. A huge first out for Mitch Taransky out of the bullpen. Strikes out Gage Workman looking. And the infielders will now play back for the double play ball, and it'll be Ike Freeman, the second baseman.
Well, it was a nice job by Taransky, but that was just not a comfortable at bat at all from Workman. Not able to get a bunt down at first, and then wasn't sure if he wanted to offer at the second one. He just looked like a statue there that entire time.
So now Freeman steps in, 0 for 1, a hit by pitch to his name today. Taransky double play ball, getting out of it here in the 6th. First pitch, curveball misses for ball 1. One missed low or just off the plate. Freeman, a .250 hitter this 2018 summer. 0 for 4 yesterday, scored a run. 0-1, swing and a fly ball out to right center field. Coming in is Ashford. He can't get there. It drops in for a base hit. Going and holding at third base is Jesse Franklin, as the Whitecaps have loaded the bases here in the 6th inning with just an out. And the bottom of the order, Joe Donovan, the catcher, who's 1 for 2 today, will stride to the plate.
And a guy that's done some serious damage already in this series. Yesterday with the pair of doubles, an RBI, a run scored, and it's a very, very important at-bat with outs running out for the Red Sox. Taransky's got to bear down.
Donovan had an RBI double. You mentioned second inning of yesterday's ball game. As now Pick out of the dugout again. We'll see if he's going to make another change. Maybe get a more favorable matchup. Righty as he crosses that first base jock, walking out towards Taransky, who's faced just parts of 3 batters, 2 full batters. So the Whitecaps have loaded the bases. Jesse Franklin led off the inning with a single. Cam Eden worked a 2-0 count on Brant Herter. And then Taransky came in relief of the lefty from Georgia Tech, walked Eden, struck out Workman looking. And then Freeman just a single, as there will be a pitching change here from Stony Brook Field. It'll be the right-hander out of West Virginia. Sam Kessler will come in to face Joe Donovan. Bases loaded and out here in the 6th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Mitch Taransky lasts just a third of an inning, allowed a hit, struck out a batter, and he leaves with the bases loaded. To the righty out of West Virginia, Sam Kessler, 12 games this summer. No record, a 3.5 ERA in 18 innings this summer. 19 strikeouts and 7 walks, and he's tasked with preserving a 1-run lead. Bases packed full of Whitecaps. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. And it'll be Joe Donovan, the Michigan Wolverine, steps in. 1-for-2 day for him, a single and a ground out. Kessler sets first pitch from the righty. Bounces in the dirt, misses for ball 1. Kerner lost it for a second, but it was sitting right in front of home plate for a ball.
How about Adam Kerner saving a run there for sure, blocking that one in front of him.
Nice job, Adam. Nice job.
Kessler enters here in the 5th inning. 3 different windy arms have stepped on the mound here in the 6th frame. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul straight back by Donovan. He evens up the count at a ball and a strike.
This may just be the bottom of the 6th, but it just feels like it's a lot later, especially how difficult runs have been to come by in this entire series. Bases loaded opportunity. You're not going to get all of these.
Corners playing even with the baseline. Stashbach at first, Quintana at third, looking to cut down the tying run at the plate. Kessler kicks the leg up, the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, strike called on the inside corner. And Kessler has worked ahead. It's 1-2. Kessler trying to get strike 3 here, get a ground ball to one of his middle infielders, Noah Campbell or Christian Koss, for a double play. Righty sets on the rubber, looks over at Franklin at third. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in the dirt, blocked by Kerner as he keeps that in front of him, and that makes the count 2-2. That one a high hop. And Kerner, you mentioned, been a fantastic behind the plate. Just saved another run.
Yeah, it's the second time in this at-bat that he's kept that tying run in Franklin from charging home. Incredible stuff.
Kessler slowly back on the rubber, staring in at Kerner. Backstop from San Diego, giving the signs for Kessler, who comes set. Here's the righty's 2-2. Swing and a ground ball towards third. Stab by Quintana. He'll come home for 1. Fire on down to first in time for a double play. Nick Quintana throws home to Kerner for 1, cutting down Franklin. And then Kerner throws to Dashbach at first to retire Joe Donovan. A 5-2-3 double play to get the Red Sox out of trouble here in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from Stony Brook. Top of the 7th, 2-1 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th here from Stony Brook. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps. It'll be the heart of the order due up for YD. Noah Campbell, Andrew Dashbach, Johnny DeLuca scheduled to come to the plate against a new arm on the mound. For the Whitecaps, it'll be Chris Wright, the sophomore out of Bryant, a 2.31 ERA in 6 games this summer. He has struck out 21 batters in 11 2/3 on the mound. Here's the wind. First pitch to Noah Campbell. Flips around, bats from the right side. Watches a fastball miss low for ball 1. How about the job by the YD bullpen to get out of trouble in the bottom of the 6th inning? Here's the wind, the 1-0 to Campbell. Catches the strike zone for a strike. 1-1 the count. Sam Kessler came in, got Joe Donovan to ground into a 5-2-3 double play. Get to the Red Sox out of trouble. 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul out of play down the first base side, and it's 1-2 on Noah.
And that was a really smart job by Quintana not to touch third base, because the second he does that, that runner going home, he doesn't need to be touched.
Right sets, 1-2. Fastball misses inside off the plate. Good take by Campbell. It evens up the count at 2-2. Strikeout numbers have been incredible this summer for Chris Wright. Lefty sets, a two-way player. He's also got 75 at-bats on the summer. 2-2 is fouled off along the third base side. Count stays even at 2 strikes. Just a 187 average, though. Campbell leads off the 7th inning here from Stony Brook. Red Sox clinging to a 2-1 lead. Right sets, 2-2 pitch, swing, and another foul down the first base side. It's the netting up behind home plate. And the count stays even.
You'll love to see Campbell here in this first at-bat against a new pitcher, putting up a battle, allowing Dashbach and DeLuca to get a good look at Wright before having their own taste.
Right, the lefty sets 2-2, bounces in there off the mask of Donovan. And that one looked like it hurt. So we're gonna Campbell waiting. We're going to take a break here from Stony Brook. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox. Back here in the top of the 7th at Stony Brook. Looks like Joe Donovan is going to be okay. Was a little shaken up, but got up off the dirt and a smile on his face. He's ready to go back behind the plate. 3-2 count on Campbell. Swing and a fly ball out to right field. Coming in is Alejo fighting the sun, and he's there in the right center field gap to make the catch for out number 1 on Noah Campbell. That'll bring up Andrew Dashbach. Scary moment, but everything is all right here from Stony Brook. Dash today, 0 for 2, a strikeout. has scored one of the 2 runs for YD. Reached on a hit by pitch in the 3rd, came home to score on a Nick Quintana RBI single. As he steps in with the bases empty and out here in the top of the 7th. Lefty right. Winds first pitch to Dash, brushes him back inside. Fastball misses around knee level, but a few inches in off the plate. Scoots Dashbach back. It's 1-0. Johnny DeLuca, the Oregon Duck, stands on deck. Here's the 1-0. Fastball catches the strike zone at the knees. That evens up the count at a ball and a strike.
Not many times that you're going to see entirety of a ball game without Andrew Dashbach collecting a hit. Kind of playing with fire at this point. He's hitless so far.
Red Sox would love some insurance runs. Only up 1. It's 1-1. Swing and a grounder towards first base. Right at Franklin. He'll take it to the bag himself. Step on the pillow. And that'll be in time to retire Dashbach. First baseman retires first baseman there. And 2 down now for Johnny DeLuca. He's reached all 3 times today. 2 walks and an infield single for him. He'll step to the plate.
He'll have to bat from the right side. Is right the first lefty. Ironically enough, that the Red Sox will face today.
So DeLuca digs into that righty box. Open stance from the right side. Against right, looking to get through a scoreless 1-2-3 7th. First pitch, swing and a chopper out in front of the plate. Fielded by right. He'll underhand toss over to Franklin at first in time to retire the Red Sox in order here in the 7th inning and keep the Red Sox lead at 2-1. We are stretching here from Stony Brook Field. It's 2-1 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps in Game 2 of this Eastern Division semifinal. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th here, or bottom, pardon, of the 7th from Stony Brook Field. 2-1 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps. It'll be top of the lineup. Due up for Brewster, starting with Dom Canzone. Will face Sam Kessler, came in and put out the fire in the 6th inning. Got Whitey out of a bases loaded, 1 out jam. Will step to the plate for the 4th time. Today's reached twice, a walk, a single, and a scored a run. Kessler, the righty from West Virginia, sets on the bump and will fire the first pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count on Canzone. Look around some scores from around the Cape. It was a tight one at Lowell Park in Cotuit. Wareham and Cotuit tied at 5 apiece, headed to the 9th as the wind the first pitch. Swing and a liner out to deep right field. Back are the outfielders. They can't get it. It splits them and gets all the way to the wall. Canzone rounding first, hits the bag at second. He's chugging towards third, and he's in there, standing up. A leadoff triple for Dom Canzone to start the 7th inning against Sam Kessler, and just like that, the tying run is 90 feet away for Brewster, and that'll bring up Ray Alejo.
Canzone got all of that one, and with Ashford playing relatively near towards second. That one took a while to roll to the wall. It took a while for Ashford to retrieve, and an easy triple to begin the frame.
All it's going to take is a fly ball to the outfield to tie this game. Now Alejo steps to the plate. No, an out runner at third here in the 7th. Kerner now out from behind the dish and is going to go have a conversation with Sam Kessler. To mention, at Lowell Park, it was tied 5-5 between Katuitt and Wareham. Gateman leading that series 1-0. And then the Gatemen put up 10 runs on the Kettleers in the top of the 9th inning. Right now, bottom of the 9th inning, they lead 15-6. And then just underway at McKeon Park, Falmouth a 1-0 lead over the Harbor Hawks. That game 1 of that Western Division semifinal got postponed yesterday due to poor field conditions. Kessler kicks the first pitch to Alejo. Off-speed pitch misses low for ball 1-1 count. Talk about emphatically taking a series. Gatemen putting their stamp on that game at Lowell Park. The other one seed in the Eastern Division, YD, down 1-0 in the series. 1-0, chopped down the third base side, finds some fans past the third base Brewster dugout, evens up the count at 1-1.
Two very different games as well. Game 1 at Spillane Field, a tight one, 3-2, going into the 9th inning, and Gateman working to mess around in game number 2.
Kessler sets the 1-1 to Alejo. Swinging a liner. That's getting towards left field. It drops for a base hit. Trotting home to score the tying run is Dom Canzone. 2 straight base hits for the Whitecaps in the 7th inning, and they have tied this ball game up at 2.
2 very hard hit balls from Sam Kessler, and reaching the wrong part of this Whitecaps order as well. Doesn't seem to have his best stuff so far.
So now the 3-man Hunter Bishop will step to the plate. 2 strikeouts, a fly out for him today. As he steps in, the go-ahead run for the Whitecaps stands at first base, and now Pick back out of the dugout again. And we'll see if that does it here for Sam Kessler. A no outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. A run in for the Whitecaps. They've tied this game at 2. Canzone, a triple to the right center field gap to lead off the 7th. And then Ray Alejo, an RBI single to follow him up. The signal has been made down to the Red Sox bullpen. We're going to have the 4th arm for the Red Sox on the bump on the other end of this break. Whitecaps tied up at 2 here in the 7th. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be the lefty out of Oklahoma, Braden Fink, coming in relief of Sam Kessler. Allowed 2 base hits to start this 7th inning. Lefty has been spectacular this summer. 1-1 record, a 1.95 ERA in 13 appearances out of the Red Sox bullpen. 29 strikeouts in 23 innings. Alejo tied this game with a single and sent Sam Kessler to the bench. Here in the 7th inning, we'll face Hunter Bishop. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Bishop chasing after an off-speed pitch, down and in the dirt for strike 1. The combo of Canzone and Alejo got Kessler out of this ball game in the 7th. Fink, that low finger dragging look in at Kerner. Comes set, gets his pitch. The 0-1 swing and a foul straight back from Bishop. And it's quickly 0-2.
Well, Fink's been just about as good as anybody out of this Red Sox bullpen. That ERA sub-2 and come in some important situations as well this season. And it doesn't get any more tense than this right now.
Fink sets 0-2. Fastball misses low and outside. 1-2 the count on Bishop. Chatham and Harwich just getting underway from White House Field over in Harwich. 6:30 start there. 1-2 the count on Bishop. Fink sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder past Dashbach at first, in to right field for a base hit. Rounding the bag at second, heading towards third is Alejo. He's in there as the throw is cut off by Christian Koss in the middle of the infield. 3 straight base hits to start the 7th inning for the Whitecaps. And now the go-ahead run, Alejo is standing 90 feet away at third base for Connor Grammis, who's 2 for 3 today with an RBI.
Bishop just doing a nice job of not doing a whole lot. Found the soft spot in the infield, pulling that ball from Fink, especially on a good count for Braden as well to leave that one over the plate.
Runners on the corners, no one out. Here in the 7th inning, a run in for the Whitecaps as they've tied it at 2, looking for more. Grammis steps in. 2 for 3 on the day. Fink sets. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses low for a ball. 1-0. Wind now gusting out more towards center field, although just a very slight breeze. Not affecting play much at all here today at Stony Brook on a very hot, muggy Monday evening as Fink steps off a throw on over to first. Bishop back in plenty of time. Bishop with 9 steals on the season. Good speed despite his size, leading off of first base. Fink stares in at Grammis behind 1-0. Here's the kick and the pitch from Fink. Misses low again, 2-0. The count on Grammis. Canzone led off the inning with a triple, came around to score on Ray Alejo's RBI single. And then Bishop, a single to follow that to put runners on the corners. Infield playing even with the baselines. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a grounder up the middle into center field for a base hit. Coming home to score is Alejo. Advancing to second base is Bishop, and the Whitecaps have taken a 3-2 lead here in the 7th inning. Connor Grammis, his second RBI of the evening.
Same sort of hit that Bishop had, hard on the ground and found the right spot of the infield. Nothing crazy. And Brewster doing a nice job of giving Whitey kind of the same thing that they're usually doing. Passing the baton, just collecting the hits whenever they come.
So now 4 straight base hits for the Whitecaps to start the 7th inning. And it'll be Jesse Franklin, the first baseman, to step in. 2 for day him. Hit by pitch in the 3rd inning. Reached on a single back in the 6th. Fink sets. Now runners on at first and second. Shows bunt. Pops it foul. Third base side finds the Whitecaps dugout. And the count's 0-1. The Whitey bullpen has coughed up the lead here in the 7th inning. Started with Sam Kessler, allowed 2 base hits. And now Braden Fink has allowed 2 straight base runners as well. Whitecaps now 3 runs on 10 hits, leading the Red Sox with 2 runs and 6 hits. Red Sox, the top seed in all the league. On the ropes here at Stony Brook Field. Down a run here in the bottom of the 7th. Fink looks back at Bishop at second, 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back from Franklin. And the count's 0-2.
Well, this would be the time for his best strikeout pitch. No, it's looking ahead, but if you can get him, induce a ground ball, you're looking at keeping this just a 1-run ball game.
Bishop leads off of second. Gramis leads off of first. Franklin behind in the count, 0-2 against Braden Fink. Lefty looks back at second, turns, throws back to second. Tag applied by Cost, but Bishop back in time without a slide. Seen that a couple times today. It's been close plays at certain bases. Runners not getting back with a dive. Sun has gone behind the trees to our left here at Stony Brook. Sun still out in right field and in center as well. Fink peeks back at Bishop. The 0-2, runners go, swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw down to third, in and out of the glove of Nick Quintana. And Bishop will swipe third base. His 10th steal on the season. And it moves him up 90 more feet and a chance to now to extend the lead for the Whitecaps still. Makes that even easier. Strikeout for Franklin, first strikeout for Braden Fink. Double play is still in order, with the runner Grandma still over at first base. And now pick again out of the dugout on the first base side. He's wearing out the grass between the mound and his spot out in front of that dugout. Against Fink, who's just faced 3 batters, 2 base hits, and a strikeout. And we'll see if he's going to keep the lefty in. No signal yet.
You can't blame him for going to all these arms. I mean, it's win or go home for the Red Sox, and now he does make the motion. So Pick dives deeper into the bullpen.
So he signals to the Red Sox bullpen another pitching change for the Red Sox as we'll take a break. Whitecaps leading this one 3-2, bottom of the 7th, here from Stony Brook Field. Braden Fink has been pulled after just 2/3 of an inning, and he will give way to Ryan Nelson, the big arm out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. Scott Pickler putting his best bullpen arm out on the mound as he looks to get out of 2-on, 1-out trouble. Runners on the corners for Cam Eden, who steps in looking to extend this Whitecaps lead against the righty from Oregon. Wind first pitch, shows bunt, pushed it up the first base side, but it goes foul. Fielded by Dash in foul territory. He'll get the ball back to Ryan Nelson. Pac-12 versus Pac-12 matchup right here with the Oregon Duck, Ryan Nelson, and the Cal Golden Bear, Cam Eden. Eden steps back in against Nelson. 6'4" righty. Gets the sign he wants from Kerner, comes set. Here's the 0-1, shows bunt again, inside, gets past Kerner. Here comes the runner home from third. It's Bishop. He's in there safely. No throw from Kerner, who wasn't able to track the ball down behind the plate. Another run comes in to score for the Whitecaps. It's now 4-2. Brewster leads in the seventh. 3 runs now here in the seventh frame. That ball just got away from Kerner. Nelson missing his spot inside. And the count now evens at 1-1. The double play is now out of order. Gramis will advance to second base. Nelson has allowed a run in here in the seventh inning. Red Sox on the ropes. They lose today. They're eliminated from this Cape League playoffs here in 2018. Nelson sets. Gramis is lead off of second. Here's the 1-1. Fastball dips low, misses. It's 2-1.
I think the bunt shown from Eden when he pulled it back. Kind of a lot of moving parts for Kerner to deal with on that previous pass ball. And surely didn't help.
Nelson gets the sign he wants from Adam Kerner, setting up inside. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on, hit out to left field and deep. Back is Beasley. Near the warning track, he's there. He'll make the catch. About halfway between second and third is Gramis. He'll turn around, head back to second base as Beasley will get that baseball in. A loud but big second out recorded by Ryan Nelson, and that will now be Gage Workman will step to the plate and look to keep the inning going.
Well, every run's so valuable here down the stretch. That includes Gramis at second base. Big at-bat for Workman, who will bat for the left side.
0 for 3 today, 0 for 7 in the series. The base hit here would most likely score Gramis from second. Nelson kicks, first pitch. Fastball catches the strike zone right at the knees. First strike one. Wind still gusting ever so slightly out towards center field. On a packed Monday night, here from Stony Brook Field, Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals between Brewster and YD. Here's the 0-1 from Nelson. Swing and a foul straight back. Nelson dialed up the fastball right there at the top of the zone and got Workman to foul it back. It's 0-2.
Now he's got options as well. He can go back to the heater or try and surprise him with something off speed in the driver's seat 0-2.
Gramis, a slow walking lead off of second base. Christian Koss playing right behind him. Nelson gets the sign he wants, comes set 0-2. Fastball off the plate away for ball one. Complaints from the YD faithful lining the first base line, but Bill Fisher wouldn't give it to Ryan Nelson. It's 1-2. 4-2 lead for Brewster over YD here in the bottom of the seventh. Nelson, a deep breath, comes set. Righty kicks the leg, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Gets Gage Workman to chase after a fastball high and out of the strike zone and gets the Red Sox out of the seventh inning. We head to the eighth inning. Whitecaps 3 runs here in the bottom of the seventh inning. They now lead 4-2. Headed to the eighth frame here from Stony Brook. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Red Sox have 6 outs left to chip away at this 4-2 lead as they trail the Brewster Whitecaps here in the top of the 8th inning. It will be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Red Sox, starting with the designated hitter, Zach Zubia. For each place once today on a walk. He's 0 for 1, pardon. Driven in a run, sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning. Played the first run of the ball game for YD. So he will step in for the 4th time. So Red Sox need 2 to tie. Just 6 outs left. Line first pitch from right, a swing, and a miss from Zubia for strike 1. A final from Lowell Park, 15-6. The Gatemen take game 2 over the Kettleers and take the series a sweep as they will head to the Western Division Finals soon as Falmouth and Hyannis conclude as a fastball catches the inside corner from strike 2. Zubia quickly behind 0-2. McKeon Park, 1-0 lead for the Commodores. That in the top of the 4th inning. Right kick, so 2. Strike 3 called right at the knees. 1, 2, 3. Zubia is set down on strikes to start this 8th inning. And now it will be the 7-man. Nick Quintana will stride to the plate. First strikeout of the game for Chris Wright.
Well, completely just frozen throughout that entire at-bat. Zubia never looked comfortable, and Wright just threw him 3 fastballs.
So now the Arizona Wildcat, Nick Quintana, will step in. 1 for 3, a RBI single coming back in the 3rd. Line in the first pitch. Fastball misses high for ball 1. Christian Koss stands on deck. Swidey down to just 5 outs. Here in game 2, they trail by 2. Right sets the 1-0. Swing and a fly ball out to center field and deep. Bishop going back at the track. He's there right in front of the deepest part of the ballpark to make the catch for out number 2. Quintana gave that one a ride out to deep right center field, but just not enough to get out of here at Stony Brook. As now there's 2 down here in the 8th for Christian Koss.
Just not enough power from Quintana. Didn't find the right spot, and although it sounds great, now down to 4 outs. Red Sox need to start making sure that their contact is into spots where they can collect base runners.
So now Koss will step to the plate. 2 outs here in the 8th. Wright has retired the first 2 batters here in the 8th and has retired all 5 he's faced. First pitch, a cut and a miss from Koss for strike 1. Whitecaps 4 outs away from upsetting the Red Sox for the 2nd consecutive summer. Koss, a member of both of those teams, steps in. Right set, 0-1. Shows bunt, drops it down right back at right. He turns, he'll short little throw over to first base. That's in time for out number 3. Koss tries to pick up the defense sleeping, but Wright fielding his position off the mound, throws to first and records the 3rd out here in the 8th. Head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Red Sox trailing the Whitecaps 4-2 here from Stony Brook. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Ryan Nelson out to start this bottom of the 8th inning, as it will be the bottom part of the lineup. 8, 9, and 1 scheduled to come to the plate for the Whitecaps, starting with the second baseman, Ike Freeman.
Wearing number 38
The 4-2 lead for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 8th. So Nelson steps back on the rubber, trying to keep the lead at 2. Guarding the line at third base is Nick Quintana. Line to the first pitch from Nelson. Fastball catches the strike zone at the knees for strike 1. Still 1-0 at McKeon Park between the Falmouth Commodores, Hyannis Harborhawks. Chatham and Harwich, a scoreless tie in the top of the second inning. Winner of this series will play the winner of that in the Eastern Finals. Here's the first pitch. Here's the 0-1 swing and a miss. Check swing went around from Ike Freeman, and the count's quickly 0-2.
And ideally for Nelson, he wants to work as quickly as possible through this frame. Give YD a chance and make sure it stays at 2.
Nelson, the slow windup, the 0-2. Fastball misses high and outside. It's 1-2. Shade has now completely covered the infield. Now just a sliver of right center, and all of right field is still basked in sunlight as we near 7 o'clock. Nelson the wind and the 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 called right down the middle. Nelson records his second strikeout of the ball game, sets down Freeman, looking to start off this 8th inning. And that will bring up the 9-man Joe Donovan.
Well, it's just nearly impossible to keep up with the difference in velocity that Nelson will offer. And Freeman got both of it off speed to begin, and then he paints it with a fastball to round him out.
So Donovan, who is shaken up back in the top of the 7th inning, will step to the plate for the 4th time. 1 for 3 with a single. Line first pitch from Nelson misses low for ball 1. 4-2 lead for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 8th. Nelson, the deep breath on the rubber. The Duck winds the 1-0. Swing and a foul straight back. And the count evens at 1-1.
TJ, we talk about it. The beauty of the playoffs. Doesn't matter how bad your regular season was. If you can squeak your way in, you've got a chance. And Brewster on the verge of showing that for the 2nd straight year.
Nelson shakes off Kerner. The slow wind, the 1-1. Fastball misses away for a ball, 2-1 the count on Donovan. Red Sox 29 points ahead of Brewster in the standings. The Whitecaps with just 30 points. But you mentioned, throw that all out the window in the playoffs. Just these short 3-game sets. 2-1 from Nelson. Swing and a miss. Pulled the strings on a beautiful slider right there from Nelson. And it's 2-2.
Just as it is, Stony Brook Field, for whatever reason, just gives the Red Sox bad vibes.
YD 0-1-2 here on the season. Here's the wind, the 2-2 from Nelson. Off-speed pitch. This is off the plate outside. Able to check his swing is Donovan, and the count runs full. YD winning the East by so much. 12 points over 2nd place Chatham, 21 points over Harwich, 29 points over the Whitecaps. But on the ropes here, 3-2. Swing and a fly ball out to right field. Coming in towards the foul line is DeLuca. Out is Dashbach. He's there. No, it drops in. It'll drop in between all 3 YD fielders, Noah Campbell, Andrew Dashbach, and Johnny DeLuca, unable to make a play in that Bermuda Triangle down the right field line. And there will be a 1-out base runner. Lineup will flip over for Dom Canzone.
Well, as good as the Red Sox have been throughout the entire season, errors have plagued them throughout the entire campaign. And another one here, they've been perfect through 7 innings.
So now Dom Canzone, who's been a real thorn in the side of YD pitching in this series, will step to the plate. Scored the game-tying run back in the 7th. Here's the wind and the first pitch from Nelson. This is inside. Yelled, that's inside by Bill Fisher for ball 1. Singled back in the 5th inning. Walked to lead off the ball game. Came around to score a run. Was 2 for 5 yesterday atop this Whitecaps lineup. Nelson, long set, the 1-0. Fastball inside again, and it's now 2-0. Donovan, the runner over at first base. No stolen bases on the season in the regular season. Nelson looking in at Adam Kerner to get his sign. A quick turn and a throw over to first. Not in time to get Donovan. A headlong dive to the back corner of the bag. Still a scoreless game at White House Field. Top of the second inning between Chatham and Harwich. Falmouth still 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth against Hyannis. A swing and a foul out of play by Canzone. And the count's 2-1. Still a good portion of fans here at Stony Brook. We're in playoff season here on the Cape. A beautiful Monday, the 6th of August. Nelson sets. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses down and inside. Canzone diving out of the way of that one, scooting back. And the count has now run to 3-1.
It's crazy that Kerner actually was able to glove that baseball, bouncing maybe 6 inches in front of his mitt. The fastball from Nelson keeps the runner over at first.
Donovan, a slight lead off of first. Here at Stony Brook, Nelson sets. He's behind 3-1. Here's a pitch. This is low, ball 4 with the fastball. Canzone tosses the bat aside and will jog down to first base for the 4th time today. He has reached base 4 of 5 times he's been at the plate. And that will now bring up Ray Alejo, another guy who has really stung Whitey pitching in this series. Game-tying single in the 7th, scored the go-ahead run, and had an go-ahead RBI triple yesterday, the deciding run. So the UCF Knight will step in from the right side for the 5th time. Nelson now with runners on at first and second. It's Donovan at second. Canzone off of first. The righty kicks, first pitch. Off-speed pitch, catches the strike zone. First strike, 0-1.
Need a double play ball here, too. Anything on the ground with Koss and Campbell both shaded a bit towards second base. Try and turn 2 and end this inning.
Nelson gets the sign he wants from Kerner, setting up inside, 0-1. This is low for a ball, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Temperature has cooled off quite a bit here at Stony Brook. Started this ball game 89 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Felt like 97 with the humidity. Now down to 81. The sun setting. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. Diving is Koss. He can't get to it into left field. Being held up at third base is Donovan. Getting the ball back in is Brad Beasley. There's another base hit for Ray Alejo, his 2nd of the ball game, and that will load the bases for Hunter Bishop, a dangerous bat in the middle of this lineup.
Well, he got the ground ball that he wanted, just placed in the wrong territory. Red Sox couldn't turn it, and now a very important at bat here for Bishop, who's been sneaky quiet throughout this entire season.
1 for 4 today, a single that came in his last at bat in the 7th. Struck out twice and flown out to DeLuca and right. Nelson back on the rubber, runners on every base. Righty trying to keep the Brewster lead at 2. Here's the first pitch, way inside. Bishop dips out of the way. It's 1-0. It's Donovan off of third, Canzone off of second, Alejo off of first. 3 straight runners have reached against Nelson here in the 8th. Righty sets, 1-0. This is inside, ball 2, 2-0. The count, and Pick is out of the dugout. Out to have a conversation with Nelson, who's really lost his control here in the 8th inning. 3 straight base runners, and has fallen behind Bishop 2-0. A lot of power in that bat, too. Nelson has been arguably, if not definitively, the best arm out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. Has been the closer for the entire time he's been here. And he's now talking with Scott Pickler out on the mound. So now Bill Fisher out. To see as Pick says some parting words, and we'll head back to the dugout. Nelson still out on the mound. He's going to get a chance to work himself out of this trouble here in the 8th. At this point, if you're Whitey, what else do you have to lose? Best arm in the biggest situation of the season. One out, bases loaded, full of Whitecaps, and Hunter Bishop had a hell of a playoffs last season. 3 home runs in that series. Stepped to the plate, 1 out, bases loaded, 2-0. Catches the outside corner with a fastball, 2-1.
Problem is you just got to attack him. As tough as that is psychologically against such a good power hitter, you got nowhere to put Bishop.
Kerner giving the signs to Nelson. Righty, another deep breath, comes set. Holds the glove right at waist level. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Bishop. Went after that fastball from Nelson, but came up empty. It's 2-2.
And he needs that same pitch right here, right again in this spot.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead this series against YD 1-0. And are 3 outs away in the top half of the 9th from moving on to the Eastern Finals. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line, but it hooks foul and out of play. Bishop out in front of that pitch. And it count stays at 2-2.
Just turned on it a little bit too early. He straightens that out. That's going out into deep right field.
I've seen a couple balls today that have been hit a mile, but foul down both the left and right field line. Nelson sets 2-2 the count on Bishop. Leg kick from Nelson, the pitch. Off-speed pitch, misses low below the zone. 3-2 the count on Hunter Bishop and nowhere to put him.
Got to think he's going with the fastball here. You can't throw him a breaking ball just in case he doesn't swing.
Bishop points the bat out towards center field. Nelson gets the sign from Kerner, now brings the bat back, rests it on his shoulder. Here's the 3-2 from Nelson. Swing and a foul straight back. Bishop expecting fastball, got fastball, and just able to foul it up over the screen behind home plate. Full count on Hunter Bishop. Whitecaps take their lead from every base. Donovan at third, Canzone at second, Alejo at first. Nelson the Duck sets against the Sun Devil. Hunter Bishop, here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Bishop will jog down to first base. Coming home and scoring run number 5 is Joe Donovan. A bases loaded walk issued by Ryan Nelson drives in the 5th run for the Whitecaps. The bases will remain loaded for Connor Grammis. That pitch not missing by a whole lot.
That was just a great battle between Bishop and Nelson, mano a mano, and that last pitch didn't miss by much, as you mentioned.
So now it will be Connor Grammis. A triple and 2 singles today. He's 3 for 4. Here's the wind. The first pitch from Nelson. Cheating on the fastball. Goes around on an off-speed pitch. Swings right over the top of it for strike 1. But a guy who's been locked in today. 2 RBIs. Had the go-ahead RBI single in the 7th inning. Nelson sets 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back. And Nelson's worked ahead of Grammis. It's 0-2. Arm warming in the bullpen for the Whitecaps. Should Chris Wright not go back out to the mound to finish the 9th for Brewster. Nelson sets. The righty's 0-2. Fastball off the plate, misses. It's 1-2 now on Grammis. 3 doubles, a triple, and 7 home runs. 16 RBIs this summer in the regular season. 1 for 5 yesterday, 3 for 4 today. Here's the 1-2 from Nelson. Swing and a grounder towards second base. Past Campbell into center field for a base hit. Coming home to score is Canzone.
Coming home to score is Alejo. Advancing all the way to third base is Hunter Bishop. Gramis will advance to second base on the throw. 2 more runs come in to score. It's now 7-2 Whitecaps here in the 8th. 6 runs have come across in the past 2 frames for Brewster. As Pick is out of the dugout, and that looks like it will do it for Ryan Nelson here in game 2. 3 runs after striking out the leadoff man, Ike Freeman. 5 straight base runners have reached. Ty Madrigal going to come in and relieve Nelson. A rough 8th inning for the Oregon Duck. We're going to take a break. 7-2 lead for the Whitecaps here from Stony Brook Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The lefty out of St. Mary's, Ty Madrigal, comes in to relieve Ryan Nelson out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. A 1.44 ERA in 11 games in this summer. 25 innings, struck out 20, walked just 5. So he comes in, a more second and third. Jesse Franklin, the first baseman, is due up. 3 runs in for the Whitecaps here in the 8th inning, as they've put a real dent in YD's hopes of winning game 2 here tonight, as the first pitch misses off the plate for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Jesse Franklin. YD leading 2-1, headed into the bottom of the 7th inning, and then 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th for the Whitecaps, and now 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. It's not done. 1-0, swing and a liner into left field, and that will get through for a base hit. Coming home to score is Bishop. Being held at third is Gramis. Jesse Franklin checks in at first base with an RBI single here in the 8th. Now 4 runs have come across here in the frame, and it's 8-2 Whitecaps.
Just sat on that fastball from Madrigal. He knew it was coming, and just seemed to be a lot of bounces that are not going the way to the Red Sox, finding those gaps in the infield.
So it'll be Cam Eden, the third baseman now, will step to the plate 0 for 3 with a walk. He steps in, taps the bat on home plate. Madrigal sets, looks at first. First pitch. Breaking ball misses inside towards the back foot of Eden for ball 1. 7 runs in the past 2 frames for the Whitecaps. They've put their stamp on this ball game. 8 runs on 13 hits. Here's the 1-0. This is inside. It's 2-0. So Gramis now leads off of third base. Leading off of third is Franklin. Red Sox trailing this series 1-0. Brewster win puts them into the next round in the Eastern Division Finals. Here's the 2-0. Bounces in there. Gets away from Kerner. Gramis coming home from third. He will score without a throw. Advancing to second is Jesse Franklin. Another breaking ball. This time it gets away from Adam Kerner behind the plate. And Gramis comes home to score on the wild pitch. It's 9-2 Whitecaps.
And if the nail in the coffin hadn't been hammered in earlier on in this 8th inning, that probably was it. We've seen YD score bunches in certain innings. 7 against the Whitecaps in the 9th would be a tall task.
Facing elimination in Game 3 last year, were able to tie it up. Then eventually fell in extras. Here's the 3-0 for Madrigal. Fastball misses off the plate away for ball 4. Eden will reach. And another base runner on the base paths. It's now first and second for the Whitecaps. Gage Workman, the shortstop, 0 for 4 today, will step to the plate. And that's now 7 straight Brewster Whitecaps that have reached base here in the 8th inning. And 5 runs across. Madrigal sets with an out first pitch to Workman. This is inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Both the relievers up and throwing in the bullpen for Brewster have both sat down. Flag still gusting ever so slightly towards the center field wall. Madrigal sets, 1-0 pitch, misses off the plate away, 2-0. And Ty Madrigal has had some problems finding the strike zone here. 8 pitches, just 2 strikes. Franklin leads off of second base, and Eden leads off of first. It's the 2-0. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. It's now 2-1. Defense now playing back and straight up. Madrigal sets, gets the sign from Kerner. Lefties 2-1, swing and a foul. First base side gets out of play. Evens up the count at 2-2. Sun almost completely disappeared behind the trees. Still plenty of light in the sky here at 7:15 at Stony Brook Elementary School, Stony Brook Field, home of the Brewster Whitecaps. They've got a 9-2 lead on the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Workman goes down swinging for the 3rd time in as many innings. He's 0 for 5 today. And now finally 2 outs in the inning after that first out being recorded by Ryan Nelson. And now it'll be Ike Freeman will come to the plate for the 2nd time this inning.
It's a nice put-away pitch there from Madrigal, especially against Workman that's been chasing a bunch today.
Whitecaps have batted around here in the 8th. First pitch swinging. Freeman chops it foul behind the plate. And it's 0-1. He started off the inning. Strikeout looking. Then 7 straight Whitecaps base runners reached against this Whitey bullpen. 0-1 the count on Freeman. Batting from the right side. Here's the 0-1. Swing and another foul straight back. This one gets out of play, and it's 0-2. Crowd has hushed down quite a bit with this game almost certainly out of hand here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9-2 lead for the Whitecaps. Madrigal stares in, gets the sign from Adam Kerner. It's the 0-2. Swing and a soft liner out to right field. Going back is Campbell. He can't get it. It drops in for a base hit. Coming home to score from second base is Jesse Franklin. Another run for the Whitecaps here in the 8th inning, and they are in double digits. It's 10-2. Whitecaps lead over the Red Sox.
Talk about adding insult to injury. We were discussing that Wareham game in the top of the 9th against the Cavaliers earlier on, and Whitecaps pulling a very similar approach to YD, making sure there's no chance of a comeback.
So now the 9-man Joe Donovan started that 7-man reaching streak here in this inning with reached on an error. Didn't reach safely, but made it to first base nonetheless. Update from White House Field. Harwich out to a 5-0 lead over Chatham. That in the top of the third. And then at McKeon Park, 1-0 lead still for Falmouth over Hyannis. That one in the top of the sixth. First pitch to Donovan. Misses outside for a ball. 1-0. Got to high-five Jesse Franklin as he came home to score. Teammates at Michigan and teammates here on the Whitecaps. Brewster sets 1-0. Card Madrigal sets. Catches the strike zone. For a strike, it's 1-1. Plenty of dirt on the jersey of Donovan. Catching today for these Whitecaps. Line in the 1-1. Misses off the plate. It's 2-1. Got roughed up in the top of the seventh inning, but was all right enough to remain in the game.
Yeah, a bit of a scary moment, but they're going to need him down the stretch, especially against either Chatham or Harwich.
Brewster, the 2017 Cape League champions, as the wind, the 2-1 for Madrigal. Fastball catches the zone, 2-2 the count. The 2017 champs step in the right direction of repeating here in 2018. 3 outs away from reaching the final with an 8-run cushion. Madrigal sets 2-2. This is down and inside with an off-speed pitch. The count has now run full on Joe Donovan, 3-2. Last year, not quite as bad of a record. A 500 team, in fact, as the 3 seed, but upset YD, upset Orleans, and then defeated Bourne in 3 games in the championship series. Donovan, the Michigan Wolverine, steps in. 3-2 for Madrigal. Swing and a fly foul out of play down the first base side. The count stays full.
Just goes to show anything can happen when a team gets hot at the right time, even as good as the Red Sox looked all year offensively and the pitching staff as well. There's not a lot of games that they gave up double-digit runs.
Jamie Shevchuk tweeted out yesterday, nothing more dangerous than a team with nothing to lose. And the Whitecaps are showing that here in this first-round series. 3-2 pitch for Madrigal. Misses down and inside for ball 4. Runners were going on the pitch. They will each advance a base, and the bases will be reloaded. And Dom Canzone, who walked as the third batter of this inning, came around to score, will step to the plate. Still 6 runs in for the Whitecaps here in this 8th inning, as this inning has been going on and on and on for YD. Canzone steps in for the 6th time against the lefty Madrigal. First pitch, a chopper down the first base side. Dash gives it a look, but it trickles foul. 29 points separating the Red Sox and the Whitecaps in the standings during the regular season, but Brewster 3 outs away from upsetting the Sox for the 2nd straight summer. Madrigal sets at the belt. The 0-1, swing and a liner up the middle. That's going to get into center field for a base hit. Scoring, coming home, 1 comes home to score is Eden. 2 coming home to score. That's Ike Freeman. A 2 RBI single for Dom Canzone. His 5th time reaching base today. His first 2 RBIs of the ball game. And the Whitecaps have now put a double-digit lead on the Red Sox. It's 12-2. 8 runs coming here in the 8th inning as they have blown this game wide open. So Alejo now will step to the plate. He singled in each of the last 2 frames. He singled last inning in the 7th. He singled earlier in this 8th inning and now steps to the plate for the 6th time. Line in the first pitch for Madrigal, swing and a foul out of play down the first base side.
Just an inning that continues and continues, and give Brewster a lot of credit. This is an offense that's shown it's getting hot at the right time. Kind of taking a page out of the Red Sox book. Nothing crazy, just slapping singles and continuing the batting order.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a liner to the right side, right at Noah Campbell. He's there, fields it. He'll throw it over to first. And finally, the Red Sox are out of this 8th inning. Not before an 8th spot is put up by the Whitecaps. They lead this one 12-2 as we head to the 9th inning. Last licks for the Red Sox, just 3 outs remaining in their 2018 season unless they can come back. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Check, check.
3 outs left for the Red Sox to put up 10 to tie, 11 to win here in the ninth. Pinch hitter Quinn Cotton will come in to bat in the 9 spot for Adam Kerner. The Brewster Whitecaps putting 11 runs on the scoreboard in the final 2 frames. They come to the plate to take an astounding 12-2 lead over the Red Sox. First pitch to Quinn, GCU product, watches ball 1 outside. Still line in the next pitch from Chris Wright, still out on the bump. A swing and a miss from Cotton evens up the count at 1-1. This loss, nothing short of stunning for the Red Sox. Top team in all the Cape League during the regular season. It's a 1-1, misses high and outside. It's 2-1. Facing a team that barely got into the playoffs in the Brewster Whitecaps by just a point over the Orleans Firebirds, who lost 12 of 14 down the stretch. 2-1, swing and a miss from Cotton, evens up the count at 2-2. And are 3 outs away from sweeping the Red Sox. And an astounding win here in Game 2, up 12-2. Right sets, 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called right at the knees. Cotton is set down on strikes to start this 9th inning. 2 outs remaining for the Red Sox. And that will, we're going to have another pinch hitter for Zach Ashford. It'll be Vito Freesia getting one last at bat. And barring a comeback, the Hofstra product will bat for Zach Ashford. As he steps in from the right side to face the lefty right. First pitch misses off the plate for ball 1.
No matter the result here today, definitely doesn't take away from the incredible 44 games that the Red Sox put together.
Right kicks the leg, the 1-0, swing and a miss from Freesia. That evens up the count at 1-1. And Whitey pretty much sweeping those end-of-season team awards. Best record in the Cape. Steve Fosher, a general manager, won GM of the year as the 1-1 misses outside. 2-1 the count. Pick-winning coach of the year. Just an impressive slate of awards the Red Sox picked up here in the 2018 summer. 2-1 to Freesia. Swing and a miss. And the count evens at 2-2. Thank you all for listening in. Here, Game 2 of the Eastern Division semifinals. Deep breath from Wright, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Chris Wright to start this 9th inning. And the Red Sox are down to their final out here tonight. And it will be Brad Beasley will come to the plate for the 5th time.
Just straight gas from Wright to both Cotton and Vito. Neither of them could really catch up to it.
So Beasley will step to the plate. Right-hander from Cal Poly. Line to the first pitch, a cut and a miss. Went after a fastball. Top of the strike zone, came out empty for strike 1. Right, the lefty working very quick. Back in the stretch, the 0-1. Fastball misses high for a ball, 1-1 the count. Last time the Red Sox were swept out of the first round, that was back in 2013 against the Chatham Anglers. Here's the 1-1. This is low, dropped by the new catcher Ryan Hogan, and it's 2-1. Whitey just 2 runs on 6 hits. Offense has really been held down here today. The Whitecaps 12 runs on 15. 2-1, pardon, a swing and a foul straight back. And the Whitecaps are 1 strike away from taking this Eastern Division semifinal. Fans up and down that third base side clapping their hands together for Chris Wright. Brad Beasley will step in. 2-2, trying to keep this game alive for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. 3-2, the count on Beasley.
There are about 1,000 umpires wearing teal that thought that was strike 3.
They get the applause up again for Chris Wright. The lefty sets to the chest. The 3-2. Swing and a fly ball out to left field. Backing up a few steps is Canzone. He's there. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. Here from Stony Brook Field, the Whitecaps defeat the Red Sox 12-2 and upset YD, the top seed in the Eastern Division, a 2-game sweep. A stunner here in the first round of the Eastern Division playoffs. The Whitecaps, entering as the 4 seed, will advance and play the winner of Harwich and Chatham once that series concludes.
Incredible stuff from the Whitecaps. You got to tip your cap. It's a fresh new season with the playoffs, and no matter what your regular season record is, you have to check that at the door. And this Whitecaps team, frankly, they were the better squad for these last 2 days. They came up with some timely hits, and the bullpen battle surely won by Brewster, and Red Sox maybe just a little bit too tired out, and they'll be going home.
We're going to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Brandon Pelter, and just Brandon, kind of a tough one here. Almost eerily similar of last year. Whitecaps really not having all that great of a regular season, but really just getting hot when playoff time came around and upsetting the Red Sox yet again.
That's what matters in this sport. I mean, the team getting hot at the right time, and you saw this Brewster team going 4-5-1 in their last 10 to make a push for the playoffs. And as you guys already mentioned, once the page turns, it's playoff time. It's a whole new season, and for the Red Sox, a tough way to go out, but you can't hang your heads. They were a fantastic team. They've got a ton of talent, and look out for these names these next couple of years.
So look around the Cape League. Falmouth up 2-0 on Hyannis. That in the bottom of the 6th inning. Top 3 at White House Field. Chatham and Harwich. Harwich leading that one 5-1. And guys, this being your second year broadcasting, second and probably last for these Red Sox, I want to give you guys a chance. You know, anything, what have you guys really just been able to take away from this experience broadcasting for YD?
Well, they tell you when you come down here as an intern to the Cape Cod Baseball League that it's going to be the best summer of your life. And luckily enough for both myself and Brandon, we got to have 2 best summers of our lives for sure. And the time spent at Red Wilson and up and down the elbow of Cape Cod will be very much etched in my memory as a great way, a great place to spend my summer, but also hone the craft that I hope to someday get to do professionally, and with some of the best college baseball players in the world, some of the best people probably across the world. Come down here for Cape Cod for the summer, and so lucky to spend it with you guys as well. It's been a ton of fun, and also just a quick thank you to all the parents that have listened and all your warm wishes that we get to hear from you in person or online. It does not go unnoticed, and we're so happy that we get to tell you what we see. It's a pretty darn good way to spend a summer.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, kind of as Dana mentioned, is the people that you get to know. Like everything in life, the people are really what makes the memories, and we'll certainly remember all the great people that we worked with, all the interns, TJ, Dana. You guys certainly have a special place in my heart, but also the team president, Eddie Pereira, GM, Steve Focher, Pick himself, all of these people that help put on this show every single year. They've helped us in many ways, and we've been fortunate to help give back a little bit. Also, Dana, as you mentioned, every parent that comes up to us, fans as well, that lets us know they appreciate it. We appreciate you. That's why we do this, craft, and why we hope to continue to do so for the fans, for the parents, for everyone that loves this great sport. That's why we do it, and I think I speak for you as well, Dana, TJ. We've all been blessed to have this great opportunity.
We all thank you so much for tuning in to these YD Red Sox broadcasts this season. One last time, the final from Stony Brook Field, 12-2. The Whitecaps take this one over the Red Sox. They will advance to face the winner of Chatham and Harwich as they are doing battle at White House Field. Game 2 of that series between the Anglers and the Mariners. For Dana Gray, Brandon Pelter, our writers Alex Rosen, Max Brill, our social media Natalie Reed, our GM Steve Focher, and President Eddie Pereira. One last time from 2018, I'm TJ Mathewson saying so long from Stony Brook Field, and thank you so much for listening in to Red Sox Baseball.